This is RPG Limit Break 2025. I am Peace Egg, and I am thrilled to bring you our next run, which is ready to go. It's Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix Randomizer. ZakTheRobot, let's go for the hit list.
Hello, everyone. This is Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix Randomizer on the Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 2.5 Remix re-release on the Steam version of the PC. If you haven't seen this randomizer before, we're going to go through a lot of different things. The main thing, before we start and I introduce my commentator, is that we're going to have a hub world. We're going to be able to go wherever we want. And we need to, thanks to you all at home, defeat 12 bosses. And you might be looking at the screen being like, why is Winnie the Pooh there? He's a boss. It's fine. But yeah, I am ZakTheRobot, and with me for commentary is
spikevegeta. Hi, everyone. Very excited to be doing comms here for my good friend Zach, one of the the pillars of the developers for Kingdom Hearts 2's randomizer. My favorite randomizer in the world. It's such a cool build-based randomizer, and you're going to be watching Kingdom Hearts 2 hit list today. We'll get into exactly what that goal once we get started. But Zach, I think I'll kick it over to you so we can just kind of get going, and then we can chit-chat about this sucker.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to let Spike explain stuff at the beginning because I'm going to be doing a lot of menuing, but it'll make sense as we go. So, yeah, let's get ready on time in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, good luck. Have fun, bud.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so again, this is Kingdom Hearts 2 Randomizer. Zach's going to be opening up right here, picking one of the dream weapons. For all intents and purposes, that doesn't mean anything. It's basically just your, I want to start the seed as we go into it. And here we are in the Garden of Assemblage. Now, in the base game of Kingdom Hearts 2, if you're familiar with that, but not with the Randomizer, if you're familiar with the Final Mix version, that is, of Kingdom Hearts 2, this is where you fight all the super bosses in the game. Data, Xemnas, Demix, all the different organization members, and that has led to a bunch of different speedrun categories over the years. Well, this has been repurposed within the randomizer to where this is your main hub world. As you saw, there were some portals that were active up there. Instead of them sending you just to the super bosses, they actually send you to the different worlds of Kingdom Hearts. So back there, I can already see he has access to places like Disney Castle, Halloween Town, the Land of Dragons. As you can see, already going here into the Winnie the Pooh world, the 100-Acre Wood. And this is basically to circumvent having to go through like the classic gummy missions of the Kingdom Hearts series in order to get around all the worlds, making it all really, really fast. Speaking of really, really fast, this is not supposed to be that fast.
Yes, this game is twice the speed you would see in the normal game. That's just a randomizer quality of life. The full game is like full of these that the randomizer is like changing just to make the repeated runs of the game a lot nicer. And if you haven't seen this before, you can just kind of spin in this corner and get through the minigame just fine. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't actually gone into any of these worlds yet, but we'll start getting more checks as we go through there, figure out what our build is going to look like. We have to do this world anyway because Winnie the Pooh is on our objective list, so this is not going to waste any time.
Yeah, so now let's take a second and talk a little bit about like what is the goal of this randomizer. So like with any good randomizer, there's a bunch of different objectives you can make your final end goal. Our end goal is actually, this is a set of settings that I came up with a number of years ago called Hitlist. And basically what it did was I wanted to kind of almost turn all these different portals into dungeons like you would get in a Zelda randomizer. So you have to reach the end of each of them in order to achieve the victory. At the end of each of these, after you go through the entire story, like right here, we're going through Disney Castle. This leads into Timeless River. And then after you've completed the plot, all of these worlds also then give you access to 1 or 2 super bosses. So at the end of this one, if you look in the bottom right corner of that objective list, below the game to the left of the timer, we have got Terra, or Lingering Will. We cannot access him until we go through this entire story sequence, and we also find another item as well. So what you got here is a randomizer where you have to complete these 12 goals, which is a monster amount of goals that you all donated for, while also putting together, like Zach just said, a build-based randomizer here, where everything you found, you just saw Zach back there, he found thunder in a chest, which is a quite comical thing to find there, but it's a randomizer. That happens. Thunder is a very, very good tool. He's hopefully going to find many more magics, combo modifiers, stat increasers, other keyblades and whatnot to make that build as strong as possible and be able to cover for as many different possible combat locations that he is going to come into.
So yeah, I'm just pushing Mini through this story. This is basically what you would do in the vanilla game, but we have dodge roll. I didn't talk about it at the beginning, but we are starting with a bunch of the growth abilities that you would get from leveling your drive forms in this game. Just to make the beginning game a little faster, we're starting with level 2 of all of those.
Yeah, there's sometimes where you can do this where you can be very customizable with your starting inventory in general. You can start with absolutely no movement, and then all of a sudden you're without a glide or a quick run or anything for a long time. But, we decided not to do that. Important to note also up there, you see Zach is gaining levels. We have the EXP kicked up just a little bit here because, it's random. I was trying to make it fast. But one of the things that you just got on the level up was called Nominee Sketches. That's a very important item because those are the items that actually get you access to the different portals. So when Zach pops out of this world, if he looks to his left, there will be Simulated Twilight Town, another world that he can go to. They're generally just story items throughout the game that we arbitrarily set as the unlocks, but the major system to them are generally if there is a character there that helps us, like if you go to Agrabah, Aladdin helps you. His weapon is the scimitar. The scimitars are what will unlock the various sequences of going through Agrabah, which is needed for a different boss throughout the game. That being said, Zach is now fighting Classic Pete. Nicely done. Yeah. Hitlist. Let's go.
All right. So I will be getting a few more checks here, but I'm going to leave the rest of the actual hard combat for a little bit because we can still go to other places, find more items, improve our build, and in general, just make this entire visit faster.
Yeah, in general, popping up a few chests right here. We got a Thunder boost right there. That obviously goes really good with your Thunder. So potentially, as we like to call it, the Zeus build. Potentially putting something together there. That's nice. Now, Zach, this is where I like to ask. I believe I saw a bunch of strength increases there. What are your stats looking like?
So I'm at level 5, and I'm at 15 strength, 14 magic. So we're making good progress. We're going to take an intentional death here. There we go.
Goofy can be the worst in that fight because his shield can just passively block attacks. And you're like, no, this being one of the various story sequence combats that can just let you go through. Feels also worth talking about right now that you see all these different chests. They're all like different textures and different colors and whatnot. We have a setting on called Chest Visuals Matches Contents. So just based on what the chest looks like, Zach already knows the style of check that is going to be in that chest. For the most part, the tiny little like black chests, you're probably mostly going to see Zach skip those. They can have useful things in it, but nothing that is crucial to beating the seed. At best, maybe, a potion, an ether, a little bit of a stat increaser here and there. But, for the most part, unless Zach's right in front of it, he's probably not going to open them up. But other stuff's going to upgrade your stats and whatnot, weapons. The red chests with the little stars on them are particularly important because those are our abilities. And abilities are really what enhances our combat and our tool set the best, along with magics. Ooh, very unlucky there.
I forgot the one rule of this room. Do not jump.
Yep. Yeah, those Silver Rock reaction commands can just spawn in the middle of the air. And at this level, you're supposed to be a little higher than level 5. Like the probably expected levels are good, like level 20, 25 right now.
So yeah, I'm gonna do a room save there.
So yeah,
I'm gonna do a room save there just to make this a little nicer on myself. I'm trying to break this stand here. Okay. I want that chest.
Yeah, these enemies are being a little bit of jerks right now. Yeah, this is a rough chest, how much they can block it. And yeah, it's going to auto want to lock on to one of the enemies. There we go. There's the blizzard.
Yeah, okay, item slot.
Get out. Let's go.
Okay. I could have made this a little easier on myself and actually menued. I should do that. Oh, I have a light and darkness key. That's also good to know.
Is that your kingdom key?
Yeah. Light and darkness is an ability that lets me get access to final form as soon as I find a form or an auto ability version of it. Money pouch is also good because that gives me 5,000 money. Base game doesn't do that. That's a randomizer thing. And I'm very happy that it is a thing.
Yeah, 5,000 money, for anyone wondering, is a lot of money. And he can buy various things out of the shops. The big thing he's going to want are potentially just a fat stack of ethers, because that little blue bar down there at the bottom, in the bottom right-hand corner, you're about to see in about now. Yeah, that's the fun gauge. The more of that you're able to do, that dictates all of your. I mean, I think a lot of us here have probably played a lot of RPGs of this marathon. I think, yeah, that dictates how much of the magic you get to use, but also your limits, which can be very, very powerful, especially when you find a couple of Donald's limits later on. But that being said, quite a few worlds open to you, Zach. You have a lot of options to go through.
Yep.
Mostly, I think Zach's going to be going through what you call the shotgun phase.
Yeah, so I'm just going to be going through all the worlds I have access to. You just have a bunch of chests available. Wow, explosion. Okay.
Nice.
That's one of the best combat abilities, and now upgrade our movement. That's great. But yeah, shotgunning, just going through all the worlds, finding as many checks as possible, figuring out what the build is going to be, and then after we've kind of exhausted all the free stuff, we'll actually have to do hard content. And I say hard content, we're going to be over-leveled for a lot of it. So,
what's your HP value, Zach?
Some value I will check in a second.
Here, let's see. Oh, you're at the perfect amount, dog.
I'm going to not try to do that just because I've already taken care of that.
Immediately. Yeah.
What Spike is alluding to is using that auto wisdom that we found to get into final form with that light and darkness keyblade that we have. Hopefully we just find a form and that just makes this easier.
Yeah.
If we go too long, I'll take that option. But yeah, once again, I want to thank everyone for increasing the number of bosses I have to do. It's just going to make me have to do a lot more difficult things. But there are other incentives that need to be met. So, Peace Egg, do you have any updates for us on that?
Absolutely. I'd love to tell you about them. There is the next run after this is Kingdom Hearts 3, very appropriate. We have a Yozora Super Boss Showcase we want to meet for that. And we need $2,000 donated to Nami, with that incentive checked, of course, when you make your donation, to make that work. However, we're only at $120 now. So if you want to donate and support this run and the run after that, maybe check the Yozora Super Boss Showcase. Just saying, be a great one to do. That's a great incentive, and either way, keep those donations rolling in.
All right, so yeah, my decision to wait was correct. As correct as a randomizer can be. We found Valor Form, so now we'll be able to force final form right here in Halloween Town.
Oh, let's go. Zach's better than me.
I don't know if that's true or not.
That's... Zach and I are both pretty competent at this randomizer. Zach's probably played somewhere in the ballpark of like 500 to 1,000 seeds. This is such a fun randomizer. If y'all are into just action RPG combat and build-based randomizers, this is incredibly fun. Oh, the Comet strats, let's go. This was definitely intentional by Zach right here.
Definitely, yep.
That's okay, we got good stats. Now we just gotta, we got a Peter Pan. Could potentially see Peter Pan right here. Oh, I love this strategy by him. This means if all the big block, let's go, dude. Let's go.
So that was
popping off. That was awesome.
I wanted to use Jack's limit dance call there because I used it in the first phase and it was very effective. I don't usually start with a Donald limit, and it makes the menuing for that a little different, so it's just complicated. I'm gonna leave the world so I can get my drive back. That's just one of the quirks. You just lose your summon or your form, you get your party members back, and that refills your drive. So now I'm back to 7 drive, so now I can come back to Halloween Town here, and then go into a drive form as soon as I get Goofy in the party. Like, you need to in order to use Valor form here.
Goofy!
We're going to go into combat, we're going to go into Valor form, and we get anti-form. This is how you can force out final form and get access to it. So we're going to do this a couple times. It's supposed to happen at 5. I've had it happen at the 13th try. It was bad. It was bad.
That's awful.
Okay, 4th try. That's not bad.
Okay.
Now we need to get this
Yeah,
Keyblade
got
off.
probably about average luck there with that.
Okay. So yeah, let's put the Light and Darkness Keyblade on final form just because that's appropriate. Let's use these boosts and then let's go somewhere else. Okay, let's continue shotgunning. Viewers at home won't see this, but I am running a tracker that has a lot more detailed information. And the hidden system doesn't matter, really. It's just what it's doing is as I do content in the seed, it's going to give me information about where certain items are. I just got one of those pieces of information. It is about Olympus Coliseum that we're in right now. It has a few unlocks that we need, so we will have to do this to kind of unlock the seed. And there's one of them.
Yeah, again, because you all upped that number so much. Oh, there's one of them. Beast Claw, very nice. Need that one to get into Beast Castle, the Beauty and the Beast world. I had to remember the name of the movie, which is really weird because that's like my favorite Disney movie. So that was a bizarre, like, woo, out of my brain. But yeah, Zach definitely in this seed has the luxury. Started with like a ton of world unlocks, even more than like you technically are supposed to on these settings. And that's just because there also is like a random pool of items, bonuses you will start with. And it gave him 3 additional world unlocks.
Yeah, so we're getting those because
currently we're trying to unlock those. Go ahead.
I'm playing on critical mode, so that's where I got those extra items from. You get 7 critical abilities at the start, so those randomized things gave me more visit unlocks.
Yeah. Which is nice. Again, options are good. And like with you all being so generous and getting us to having to take out 12 bosses instead of 7, we're probably going to need basically every single world unlock, whether it's just to get directly to these 12 bosses or get into a different world that has something we need to get to the other 12. So yeah, the more of those, the better. Now going through Twilight Town, another very packed first visit. You can get a good like 13 or so checks here before having to really do any combat. And that is another one. Hey, 2 rock solid air-based combo modifiers right there. We already got Explosion earlier. It, along with Horizontal Slash and the ground gap closers, I think are the S tier combat modifiers.
Oh, definitely.
Explosion just being a really, really good ground finisher that actually scales off your magic stat instead of your strength stat. Really, really good for mobs, but even good just for solo fights. And Horizontal Slash, a potential massive difference maker in the right situation, where you can combine it with another ability to potentially stun lock a boss forever. But we'll see if we have to do that necessarily today or not. Also getting a magnet right there and upgrading Blizzard to Blizzara. So really good magic in here as well. Great dip.
All right. This is going to be a very short dip, I think. And then we'll be doing... We'll shotgun Space Paranoids. We don't have to do the boss at the end of Space Paranoids Lorax scene, necessarily. A randomized item could have been placed on her, and then we have to fight her anyway. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But this seed was vetted by Hobbs and Adam, so I don't know if they like me or dislike me. So we'll find out.
Dude, I've been tasked with having to vet like 3 or 4 marathon seeds over the years. And every time it starts to go bad, I'm like, oh no, it's all my fault. What have I done? They're all going to be upset with me. So yeah, Hobbs, Adam, this one's for you boys. Yeah, so I guess I'll go ahead and ask you now. Actually, we're going to kick it over to the host.
Yeah.
That would be better right now. And then we'll start to talk about where we're going to go. Oh, the other identity is. So let's kick it over to the host and see if we got anything we want to read off.
Sounds great, Spike. We've got $50 from Seraph04, who says, it's incredible getting to watch Zach running this in a marathon. He's worked so hard on the seed generator and been one of the backbones of the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer community. A huge shout out to one of my favorite hosts, P-Seg, to the always amazing Spike for comms, and of course Zach, one of the best friends I could have asked for over a quarter of a century. So proud of you, dude, and remember, nothingness is a turtle.
True. We might not get to see that cutscene today, but I'm glad you mentioned it, Seraph. I think Seraph is off by an order of magnitude, though. I think it's 20 years at this point. So yeah, we're going to head into Beast Castle. We're going to probably do our first set of content here.
Give me strength.
I'm going to level Valor. Go ahead.
You just killed like 15 dudes on just simply turning into Valor form.
Yeah.
Drive forms in this game are super, super fun. They're like the Super Saiyan transformations. And there's vanilla Super Saiyan, there's Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan. There's like Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct was final form we saw earlier. It's great. Kingdom Hearts 2 basically inspired Dragon Ball Super. It's great. But yeah, each of the forms have their different things they are strong in. Valor form, you sacrifice losing all of your magic to basically just go all out physical strength. Your strength stat will actually be the combined total of the 2 Keyblades you have there, and the combos just look super sick. But for the most part, doing that, getting a couple of miscellaneous level checks there from them, because leveling up both base Sora and the drive forms will also inherently give you checks. Worth noting for people who are familiar with the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer that the drive forms actually don't have any important checks on them. That was for us to make sure the seed was a little more consistent, as that can lead to what we lovingly call drive casino.
Yes.
That can still give us helpful things, though.
So yeah, we're almost done collecting the free stuff, and we're actually gonna have to fight our first mini boss here, Thresholder. I'm gonna do a double check on what my tool set looks like, make sure my abilities are equipped, and then we'll get into it. Let's see.
Go ahead. Couple of good unlocks right there for Zach. That he got the membership card. That is the first of the 2 that you're gonna need in order to get closer to 2 of his bosses, those being Sephiroth and Datademics. That just getting you into Hollow Bastion. And also his second set of Torn Pages. Again, there will be 5 of those locking the ultimate boss of this randomizer. That is the great Winnie the Pooh, as we must yeet the bear, as the community likes to call it. Somewhere Derpy's popping off.
Yes, Derpy Dragon.
My man.
All right, so we're coming into Thresholder here. This is normally a 2-phase fight. It's probably going to be 2-phase today, but I'm going to try to get a single phase in here with the double air combo boost I have and Valor form.
Nice. This one a little bit almost. Oh, close.
Not enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that decide whether that really is going to work or not. Oh, nice Valor form there. Actually has a defensive strat to have the iframes right as those orbs are about to hit him, and then have a good quick ending here. And this will also be good because he can just refill his drive. It's a general technique you'll see in Kingdom Hearts 2 speedrunning and randomizers, where right now, as you can see, that pulls from the drive gauge that's in the bottom right corner. That's slowly going down. However, when you enter a screen that takes Donald and Goofy away from you, just your party in general, it will then take you out of the form, but give you a full refill of your drive gauge. So if you got 7 total drive, you're down to your last 3, pop into something like that to use the summon form, now you got all your drive back.
I think this will do the trick.
So yeah, we're doing a little escort mission here for Miss Potts and Lumiere. For plot reasons, I don't remember. And we have to like...
It was something. It's Kingdom Hearts, dude. We're not going to try to make sense of it today.
For some reason, we need to like light these lamps and put them out with water. Whatever. But in order to get them through, we have to get these boxes out of the way. Otherwise, we're just waiting for them to get to us, and we're gonna reach Beast pretty quick here, and then do the first visit boss of this world, which is Darkthorn.
Yeah, this is a pretty good, like, first real push of a world. It's nice that we got Beast Claw not too long ago, as this is, in the expected sequence of the game, one of the very first worlds you can go to. Could potentially be your first Disney World. So the enemies are relatively low scaled. Zach should have stats that are more than good enough to get past them. That being said, we go into the Beast fight.
And we say fight, but really it's just Beast is in a rage and we need to calm him down.
Yeah, it's an intervention that we're really trying to perform right here. Ooh, big on that air combo boost. Yeah, nice utilization. Horizontal slash is that kind of the aerial-based attack where Sora's like swinging the Keyblade side to side. That in general, just as a base, makes your air combos way stronger, as it's effectively replacing your like kind of piddly little second hit in the air combo with like 6 little back and forths. So that by itself is really, really strong, and also does a really good job of building up that air combo boost ability. Combo boost and air combo boost are great combo, not modifiers, but abilities that just make the finisher stronger based on the amount of hits that are in the combo. So yeah, air combo boost can slay for a ton of damage there. Ooh, final form. Best of luck on this trick.
Yeah, so we're going to try to get through this phase very quickly. We're going to face backwards, make sure this manipulates the AI. We're going to make sure he doesn't grab us. Then we're going to spam a bunch of final form glide and then hit a thunder before this orb can get into the chandelier above us. And that actually makes it so we don't have to do any of those phases. And now for the actual fight of Darkthorn. This is
a couple different options Zach can go for right here.
Yeah, so final form has come out. I'm going to use Comet Rain here. Ideally, Beast Limit would have been better, but again, I don't normally have a limit on Donald, so we'll have to go through this.
Where'd he go? He disappeared.
Yeah, he jumped up here.
Okay. There. Ha. Beast.
Yeah, I think this is smart. Just popping another couple of ethers. Should be able to get him with Beast Limit here right away.
Okay.
Oh, and another Torn Pages. Okay.
All right.
I imagine that's where we're going next.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Yeah, let's just take a little bit of a Winnie the Pooh break. Let's calm down a little bit. We did too much combat. Let's do something fun in mini games.
Yes, I'm stressed, dude. That was like our first combat of the run. I can't do any more of this. While we're doing more like Giga Speed mini games right here, let's go ahead and kick it back over the host for anything they want to tell us.
Absolutely, Spike. We've got another donation, $10 from Warehouse Jesus, who says, "Good luck on the run, Zach. So excited to see the randomizer on display with a great runner and killer commentary from Spike. Also, Zach, if you can get a perfect yeet, I will donate another $20.
All right.
So there you go. Money on the line right there. And as a reminder where you can put all this money, that Yozora Super Boss Showcase is still needing a lot of love to get to its $2,000 goal. So keep the donations rolling and don't forget to mark that as your incentive, or possibly one of the other ones. There's a couple bid wars going on as well.
Yeah, please use those incentives.
Perhaps a bit more.
Yeah, Yozora is wildly cool to watch. Someone who's very good at them do it. Make sure, again, if you are a fan of Kingdom Hearts Super Bosses, watch the end of this run, because we're going to be fighting a million of them. And then there's another 2 million afterwards in the KH3 Limit Cut DLC 18.7 something remix. You know what I'm saying. Stick around. Kingdom Hearts is weird.
You know what, chat? I want to see donation comments with your favorite Kingdom Hearts title and be as silly as you want.
Oh yes, please send those in. I want to hear the silliest Kingdom Hearts titles you can give me.
I think this is where we want to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to do some more content in Olympus Coliseum. This fight in particular is, if you played the vanilla game or you speedrun the vanilla game, this fight is the bane of everyone's existence. We have a little bit extra stuff that we can use compared to the vanilla game. We can't use Final Form, though, because we're going to have a forced party member in Auron. So we'll have a little bit less than we
potentially go into Valor form But yeah, probably not going to super favor that. You're probably going to see Zach utilize a pretty classic combo in that explosion technique I talked about earlier, mixed with magnet, which he was able to find earlier, that you normally wouldn't have this early. Also could potentially see some magnet burst. There's a number of different combo modifiers. And also just the classic bat cry with the reaction caboose. That thing, reaction boost, I think I said caboose. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. Think about trains, I don't know. Yeah, that does devastating amounts of damage. All stuff you're not supposed to have at this point. Oh my gosh, the comet.
I come in here with Reflect way too often.
Okay, that clears that one out. Yeah, I was a good setting myself up on items. Got plenty of those.
I should have put Magneburst on now that I'm seeing what's happening.
Oh, I thought you did. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's over.
Catch it through the hyper armor. We got one more set of enemies right here that's spawning in. We got one bat, which that's what Zach's trying to. Ooh, Orin unfortunately canceling the attack. So says, all right, Orin, if you want to do some work, get over here, buddy. Let's do some of your own limit to hopefully just catch all of these enemies. Should be able to clear all of them and get us out of this nightmare of a fight. This kind of showcases just how rough this fight is. Yeah, big thing being that just Hades sits there. There's nothing you can do to affect him. You can't stun him in any way. And he's throwing massive damaging fireballs. We haven't really said it, but yeah, we're on the critical mode difficulty. Which, yes, it gives us those 7 additional checks. But also, critical mode basically just means you're going to die in 1 or 2 hits to everything. Which is especially going to be the case actually on Randomizer, because the stats generally lean more towards a glass cannon build. Your defensive stat's just going to be really low. So, yeah, you need to take things out fast and simply know how to not take any damage. Ooh. I love the just spamming a lot of your Zeus build at him and then using Orin's limit both for big offensive damage, but also just for the defensive prowess of the iframes. Should be able to snipe it right here. Nice. I don't think I've ever seen it with the tornado as the kill. I was like, is Kingdom Hearts 2 going to crash? What's happening here?
All right. So I saw this at the beginning, but actually I can buy the Donald Limit Flare Force.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to go ahead and buy my ethers now from that money pouch we found earlier. Let's make sure that Donald has Flare Force instead of Comet. Flare Force is just a better limit in most cases. Like Comet, it lets me use Sora's abilities while the limit is going on, but it is a lot more targeted, and for a lot of the content we're going to be doing, the targeted damage is more important than just a wide AoE. But we're just going to be doing some mini games here, so P-Seg, if you have anything to tell us, now's the time.
Well, we got some of those Kingdom Hearts names rolling in, and it all starts off a little bit cursed here. $10 from Threech, who says, Kingdom Hearts, it is Riku, and they put bugs in him. Also, $10 from My Hero Zero. I love this one for other reasons. My favorite Kingdom Hearts is Kingdom Hearts _0521_final_ use this one _final open parentheses 2 close parentheses .pdf. Keep these rolling in. And thank you so much for these kind donations going to Nami.
Use this one, dude.
All right.
Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. Another way to the dawn. All right. That officially, to note, gives us access to 2 out of our 12 bosses. There with Data Xemnas to be joined by Data Roxas.
Sorry, I'm cry laughing over here.
Yeah, it was pretty good, honestly.
So yeah,
Keep them coming in, donors. Keep them coming in. This seed is stressful. We need all the love we can get. Ooh, combo boost.
Oh yeah.
Yep, Combo Boost going to be doing the same thing for our ground combos that the air Combo Boost was doing. And that's especially good with that explosion that Zach has.
All right, so we're coming up on a quote-unquote boss fight. We'll actually be seeing the real version of this and the super boss version of this guy later. But this is Demix. He spawns a bunch of water clones, and we just need to get rid of the water clones. That's really all that's happening. If we were playing the vanilla game, this is kind of what you'd have to do. But we have Duck Flare.
Duck Flare! Yeah, so you're seeing the ridiculousness. You basically just summon the 4th of July. It's great. And just everything starts getting cleared. And this is both good for clearing out mobs like this. We can go buff Duck. Let's go. For clearing out mobs like this, but also on specific boss fights. I say specific, it's like any boss fight. Because you can make all of those rockets go towards one target. You'll see Zach utilize that a number of times, I'm sure, throughout the run.
All right.
Still got Hollow Bastion.
Yeah. I'll get to Hollow Bastion in a minute. I'm going to leave the boss fight in OC for a little bit. We don't need a lot of things that are there. I have information about what's there. So we can put it off for a little bit. I don't know about Port Royal here, so I'm gonna push this for a little bit.
Yeah, this is another really good early world to push. Especially he's already got Blizzara. He's got that Blizzard or that Thunder boosted Thunder. And I'm assuming at least a magic stat in the 20s, Zach.
Yeah, I'm at exactly 21. So it could be better,
Okay.
but we'll make do.
Yeah, that's probably the breaking point where most all of the pirates, he'll probably be one-shotting the crossbow pirates, crossbow, quote unquote, and all the other like kind of bigger pirates, he'll have to two-shot. That should be enough to kind of get us through this section. Nicely done on the town fight. That fight can actually get really hairy really fast if you don't have some way to like just gather them up quickly. Utilizing Final Form, because that explosion does just do like a base amount of damage based on your magic stat. Get a few more chests here. Oh, love using the magic right there to just pop open those crates instantly. Pick up some bonus health or bonus EXP. Nice. Yeah, EXP, again, I'm explaining this to an RPG audience. EXP is really good because, again, it does make our stats go up, but also it gets us the checks that are on those levels. So whenever Zach can find places to kind of throw in, just killing an enemy or three here and there, that's going to be better for him. And especially for this next fight, as it's going to be a minute where we can't do anything else. So probably just going to try to Blizzard and Thunder those as much as possible to see a few more level checks in. But that being said, we're going to kick it back over to our host because we got to keep on making those pushes, gamers.
Absolutely, we do. Thank you, Spike. And I've got two more. I'm going to try to keep my composure through these because, oh my goodness, y'all are sending in some very good Kingdom Hearts names. We've got $25 from Boomhauer, who says, this donation is brought to you by Kingdom Hearts 3.14159265359 Final Mix and Knuckles featuring Dante from Devil May Cry. Love seeing these games in these marathons. Keep up the great work. And then we've got $10 from Threech, who is definitely upping the ante here. Kingdom Hearts, the Unreality, 14. Hey dude in the Lexus. Hey dude in the Lexus, why did you just cut me off? Come on. Oh God. Oh no. Sorry. I'm using voice to text. Cancel donation. Stop. Do not send. Thank you all so much. I wish I could keep my composure more. Please keep them coming in.
I see that number already reaching 35,000 gamers. And again, you do want to see that Yuzura fight, that new funky mode Yuzura fight. It's going to be real good. It's going to be hot. You're going to want to check it out. So nicely done by Zach there. He didn't die. Can't speed that up, but did maximize his experience quite a bit. Ooh, nice target switching from Zach right there. I love the pinpoint accuracy of knowing exactly when to switch your targets over. Switching targets in Kingdom Hearts 2 is actually not a trivial thing in the slightest. And now gonna have to take on another big group of the pirates who looks like, yeah, you're now at the magic stat. You are one-shotting all of them. That's good.
Ooh. I thought I would get the
That dude came in with the RKO out of nowhere. My God.
Well, we get to see the target switching again, so that's cool.
So let's go. Oh my God. He's so consistent. But yeah, this boat fight is actually another one like in kind of classic Kingdom Hearts 2 speedruns where this fight is also a nightmare. Your magic stat's a little higher here, so it's nice that we're going to be one-shotting them. Yeah, I think this is a good utilization of Peter Pan. Summons in this game, we never use them as kids. They're really good. And Peter Pan here won't help us a lot offensively, but will be a good defensive measure. If you ever take a death, Tinkerbell will actually just bring you back to life.
Take that.
Man.
Okay.
Trying to save the ethers.
Yeah, you can see that's why getting the money pouch for those ethers was so important, as it just allows us to be a lot more aggressive with not letting that MP bar run out. The MP has a little quirk about it where if you have even one MP left, like there's any amount of it still in the blue, if you throw an ether, it will refill it. But if you completely drain it, then you're gonna have to throw 2, possibly 3 ethers to get it there. Nicely done. Yeah, so Zach, I guess I'll go ahead and ask you, as we're making our way over to Barbosa, we got 5 chests along the way that we'll pick up. Based on your information, are we playing completely blind right now, or are we seeing anything particularly sexy we can play for?
The place I want to go to is Pride Lands, but we don't have access. Nothing
That
is like
the only world we don't have access to.
Yeah. Nothing is like super like enticing from the hints we have right now, but that'll probably change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little bit ironic that Pride Lands is the only world, the Lion King world, is the only world we don't have access to, because it's kind of the classic world that in Kingdom Hearts 2 Randomizer play everyone wants to go to first, because there's just so many checks there for such a small amount of time investment. So definitely a little odd, and apparently it has some stuff in it that Zach would very much like to see. That was the Barbosa fight, by the way. Yeah. Again, the pirates are weak to magic, so we just send them to the moon.
All right, so let's go to Hall of Bastion. We can only get like the first visit of this, which is very short, but it'll be something to help us like bridge into doing some other content. I need to decide what that content is, though.
Right. Yeah, trying to look over the options. So obviously you've got Simulated Twilight Town right now, all of that. But I'll be honest, that world would just be bad right now. That would just, but you could do it. There's potentially pushing deeper into LOD. Okay, the fire does make the STT a little bit better.
A little.
I do mean a little, yeah. And you do have all of, kind of the big worlds looks like would be Land of Dragons 1, Simulated Twilight Town, all of World That Never Was. There is one more page you can go back and do in 100 Acre Wood at Kanga's house. But yeah, there's not any of like kind of the big meaty stuff we can play for right now, unfortunately, that Zach hasn't already cleared out.
Yeah.
Maybe deeper into Twilight Town 1.
Yeah, I could probably do that. That seems reasonable. You're making a reasonable suggestion, Spike.
I don't, like, here's the one thing, like with randomizers, sometimes it's almost more tough when you've got too many options. And this was definitely a seed that started Zach with like 8, 9 worlds, when normally we're going to start with like 5 or 6. So, you know, it's just a lot of things to potentially have to sift through where you might have to go. Oh my God, Leon. Leon's actually, just like with speedruns, here in randomizers as well, he gets in your way more often. A lot of times you want to tell your other party members, hey, just go chill. I've got this. I will take care of it. I'm where all the stats are. This will be fine. But yeah, okay. Zach making the play for Twilight Town. This is good. You can level up final form here while you get another like 10 checks or so.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Twilight Town is not a required world for this seed because we don't have to fight the boss at the end of this, Data Axle. So I'm going to try not to push it too much, but we might have to. So
Freeze.
it doesn't really hurt that much right now.
Yeah, Twilight Town's definitely one of those worlds where it's got so many checks. It's probably the second biggest world, only behind Hollow Bastion. Actually, on these settings, now that I think about it, this is probably the biggest world.
Yes.
Because core's off.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably the single biggest world. So it not being one of our 12 required bosses is almost unfortunate because you're probably gonna have to play all the way into the third visit where there's an additional like 20 checks or so. Oh, Shock Charm Plus.
Was that
Zeus
plus?
build. Best armor.
I didn't notice it was.
Yeah, that was big plussy.
Okay, cool.
Let's go. Yeah, that is ironically the best armor in the game because it has a thunder boost on it. Okay, there's the second Battlefields of War. That officially gives us access to a third boss in Zexion at the end of Olympus Coliseum. It's slowly coming together, chat.
Very slowly. We want it to be faster.
Starting right now. Oh, Berserk Charge.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
That's a cool ability. We'll talk about it probably more so if we end up using it or not for certain fights. But yeah, here we are outside. Yo, I like the blizzards. This, again, something I love about Kingdom Hearts 2 combat is how effortlessly they built a system where, ooh, flash stone, let's go. Where you could effortlessly link your magic into your combos. So right there, he wanted to end on explosion. And the best way Zach could do that was with using two Blizzaras to take out a few other enemies and then link into that big AoE explosion afterwards. Even though the explosion is a physical attack at the end of all of it.
Mm-hmm. It uses your magic stat, to be clear.
Yeah, it uses your magic stat, but yeah, is a regular, like, physical combo. I don't know, words. Oh my god, shadows still suck. There were 12 of them, and none of them connected.
There we go. Let's see. So what am I doing after this? I can do Land of Dragons, but that's unrequired, maybe.
Yeah, what's your, so we know you don't have experience boosts.
Correct.
For potentially a Space Paranoids push. If you want to stick to the content you have to do, you do already have the end of Agrabah, the end of Halloween Town.
True.
The end of Olympus Coliseum. Windows and Disney Castle.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Do you have, like, no hints?
I have some, but they're, like, very, like, there's one thing here, one thing here, one thing here, that type of thing.
Yeah. And to be clear, how Zach is getting this information is just as you play through the randomizer. Again, shouts to Zach and everybody else who's worked on the hint systems in this. Because it really, I think hints make randomizers fun. Like how you get that information, you process it, how you route around those things, as opposed to just being completely blind about it. As Zach clears content in this seed, he will accumulate points. At every X amount of points, he'll be told, this is everything major or important in this world. So at some point, one of them will tell you, Land of Dragons has all this stuff in it. And then he can bake that into his routing.
So yeah, I don't have any information about Land of Dragons here, but I'm doing this just to make sure that, like, honestly, to make sure I'm not being trolled by Hobbs and Adam. Just to see, like, is there something cool here that they think I'm not going to get because I don't have to go here? We're just gonna see.
Oh man, the amount of blame that is already falling on them, dude. I will say, I'm not throwing any shade, but this seed is an interesting opening so far.
Yeah, the big thing I'm looking for right now is Reflect.
Yes.
I have knowledge about where 1 is. It's in Pride Lands. That's why I want to go there. But I can't get it. I literally can't.
We need Proud Fangs, gamers. Proud Fangs.
Yeah. Take this. Yeah.
But we're going to be doing...
Fire a really good tool for the shadows here, to note.
Yeah. Fire is the classic way to get shadows out of the ground or like catch them when they're coming up because they're invincible when they go underneath the ground. So that you would see that in a normal speed run. Oh. Let's see. Okay. So we have one more mission. I have a couple chests in this room I need to grab. But we'll be going up and collecting a bunch of stuff through like a mountain climb sequence. So this would be a good time, Peace Egg, if you have anything to tell us.
Oh, I have plenty of Kingdom Hearts titles to tell you about, believe me.
Oh, thank God.
We've got $25 from Hypixian, who says, Kingdom Hearts 7, 8, 9, Final Dinner. We've got $25 from Syrup, who says, my favorite Kingdom Hearts game is Kingdom Hearts 3, Remind, Limit Cut, as a part of the Seeker of Darkness Saga collection. Wait, it was supposed to be a fake KH title? We also have $25 from Game Stetson, who says, I'd like to introduce our new entry in the Kingdom Hearts series. Kingdom Hearts number 3.7 before Fragmentary Passage Crisis Revisit, The Hunt for Mickey's Pants.
God, it's so stupid because these are like, no, like they have a game called 358 divided by 2 days. Like, these are not even that wild for what Kingdom Hearts did, dude. Yo, Final Dinner is fire, though. That was really good. Yo, Blizzaga. No, we got it.
Okay.
Reflect. Let's go. My God, that mountain climb was raw sauce, dude.
All right.
Reflect, we officially have double negative combo. We got Blizzaga. You had second chance back in the missions. We have the useless proof. Let's go.
Yes. So yeah, that is a useless proof because it doesn't unlock anything, and our win condition is not proofs. So, sorry, everyone.
So we did just see Zach right there, pumped a bunch of stat increases right there, was able to put on some better accessories that are giving him +4 overall to his strength and magic. And so, Zach, I do know one of the big worlds we have access to right now is the world that never was. That is the final story world of the base game. What are we, how are we looking on stats for you at this point? Are we in like low 30s?
We are exactly in the low 30s, Spike.
Okay. Hey, I played a few of these before. I was counting.
Were you?
Oh my God. Counting the amount of times the shadows have trolled you this scene. I want you to know something, Zach.
Sure.
Because I think this is really funny. I just got a DM from Hobbs. I'm at home, so I'm just looking at this.
Okay.
And he quote says, I'm mad he wasn't supposed to get Reflect yet, Lamau.
Wow.
Yay!
Okay. So yeah, Land of Dragons is not required, but it had Trinity Limit, it had a Reflect, it had a Blizzard, it had a Second Chance. Okay.
Sauce. I assume you saw the hint for it.
No, actually.
Oh, okay. So
I was recapping what I have acquired.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I was like, it wasn't required. I don't know if you would like see like the world got revealed. Anyways, we're here in Olympus Coliseum. This is Pete. Yeah, Reflect is really good. He's dead. He exploded, dude. Oh my God.
That is why I wanted to Reflect.
Yeah, so Reflect is the single strongest tool that you can find, no matter what. It is a magic that rewards you for having good knowledge of the game. Which, after 500 something plus seeds that Zach has done, he's got a lot of knowledge for it. Basically, just it can reflect any attack that is sent at you, and then a bunch of splash damage with a hopefully ridiculously high magic stat will get shot back at the enemy, and they will get exploded on. As you saw there from Pete, like 3/4 of his health bar literally went down from just one reflect. And that's only baby reflect. So, take that, Hobbs. Yo, love the utilization of Final Form Thunder right there with the jumps. Final Form has really, really good magics, but you do want to make sure you're jumping into all of them. Otherwise, you can kind of get stuck doing a bunch of extra animations that allowed Zach to pump the thunders really, really fast, which with the double thunder boost we have right now, yeah, that's shredding for really good damage. So Olympus Coliseum 1 is done. There is a second visit Zach can go to, but he's going to hold that for just a little bit until maybe getting those stats a little bit higher. We're taking another break. Let's go to Pooh's house.
Yeah, and P-Seg, do you have something to tell us while we're doing this minigame?
I would absolutely love to tell you a few more Kingdom Hearts titles that are absolutely real and definitely not made up. Also, just as a side note, we're under $200 to 35K, so if you've got a Kingdom Hearts title, now's the time to send it. We've got $25 from Helmet, who says, Kingdom Hearts 0.75, Shadows of the Rerun, Rebirth Remastered. And we've got $5 from LLK, who says, and I'm going to need to take a breath for this one, when will we get a run of Kingdom Hearts 57.438, Banana Slappy Wackadoo Smackadoo Flip Florp Chain of Fast Food Restaurants, Florpy and the Gobbly Gang Memory Heart Spin Zappy Do the Hokey Pokey and you give in to the darkness? That's what it's all about. 3,496 minutes precisely. Randomizer?
Can we make that a preset? In the randomizer. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Let's have a tournament with that one.
Send me a DM with that one and I'll do it.
Yes! So yeah, we're just playing Kingdom Hearts 2 right now. Dropping back down through the rest of Agrabah. This is another world that we're going to have to go through to get to Lexaeus. So just doing this little story sequence. Nice reflect right there directly. Just kind of pushing the magic attack, the magic missile from that enemy right back into it. And now we've got the treasure room fight. Hey, jackpot right outside. That's like kind of theming. Mm-hmm. Where we got to take out another 50 enemies right here. Yeah, so trying to look at like how many... The go mode items are actually not like that big of a number right now. And all this is content that Zach has to clear anyways at some point. Other first visits to clear potentially could do like Halloween Town 1. STT, it definitely looks a lot better right now as you've got Trinity Limit. Mm-hmm. I know we're talking things they are, but you know, we're just kind of spitballing potential worlds we can tackle. Got Timeless River. Just got a Magnera right there, which the jump from, if Reflect is the most important magic in the game, the jump from Magnet to Magnera is the second most important. As now you're going to be able to gather in a lot more enemies and shred them up with that explosion or thunders or whatever you want to. So mob fights are going to be way more under control, which is good because that's generally where the random stuff comes from as opposed to the consistency of a boss fight generally. Oh, nice. You're seeing Zach right here utilizing these pools of lava that got left on the ground and just literally dragging your Reflect over it and then carrying that splash damage into it. So you're hitting all these HP gates. My God, he's almost dead. Yeah, you're going to see him do it one more time right here, and that'll take him out. Yeah, so Reflect is really, really good, especially when you have something like Final Form or even like Wisdom Form to have a lot more movement while you get the Reflect and carry all of that to your opponent. You're going to see that as a technique generally all over the place, where you are able to get a Reflect splash damage and then find ways to bring that Reflect over to the opponent. All right, Timeless River.
So yeah, with the magnet we found in Agrabah, I feel a lot more comfortable doing these like Windows fights because they're all mob fights. So yeah, just having a little bit of extra coverage, make sure that one of the enemies doesn't like sit in the corner and just like troll me or something. Yeah. Magnera will be much better here. Just Magnera Explosion will do most of the damage. If I need to, I'll go into Final Form and just like spam Thunders. These fights aren't that difficult, so I'm ready for more silly Kingdom Hearts titles if we have any.
Oh, we have them for sure. We've got $5 from Phoenix Captain, who says, Kingdom Hearts, A squared plus B squared equals C squared remix. First, final, awake, sleep, revengeance, the search for more money. And I want to point out something here. Money is spelled M-O-N-E-Y, which I feel like is, I'm confused. We also have $10 from My Hero Zero, who says, looking forward to the next Kingdom Hearts game. Kingdom Hearts 4. If a train leaves Baltimore at 70 kilometers an hour heading towards California, when will it reach its destination? Please rewind mix.
I'm latching on to like specific phrases. So be kind, rewind that's hitting real good in my little brain right now.
All right. So we have one more little mini game fight with Pete here. He's on a boat. He's going to throw some junk at us for some reason. I don't know.
Later, losers.
Oh.
Later, losers.
You know what? I wanted to thunder him, but you know what? I'll just hit him with a box instead.
Yeah, you can actually bring down his health with Thunder, but you do need to end on one of the reaction commands. Nice. Fitting into Thunder as you're about to jump on. It's weird when it will allow you to do that. If we're lucky, we could get a one cycle right here. Oh, yeah. Sauce, baby.
All right. And now we have to actually fight Pete again. This time he's on the ground, fighting with his past self for some reason.
What's that for?
Man, I'm realizing how many times you fight Pete in this run, because we also just did the Olympus Coliseum version.
Yep.
You want one of the most fun things? I say fun with massive quotation marks. Do a randomizer where you're required to also watch the cutscenes, so the plot makes even less sense. It might as well be these Kingdom Hearts titles we're putting in, where like you take out Pete here, but then he's back alive in like Olympus Coliseum. Demix is alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead. It's great. That being said, though, we do have Pete right here. He goes through 5 different phases, going through each of the different windows. Mainly, he's actually just going to find out his preferred method, utilizing that Combo Master. We haven't talked about that ability yet, but it's so good. That's another way, like I said, of kind of carrying damage towards the boss with the Reflect. So he's reflecting Pete's expert bowling ball, and then with Combo Master, your combos always have to go through, even if they're not hitting a target. So with the first hit, you reflect. With the second hit, you use your gap closer on the ground to then slide to him. Then the reflect goes off, does all the damage, and then you do your finisher. So all that being said, Pete died real fast. Speaking of bosses dying real fast, well, this one's actually a little bit chunkier right here in Prison Keeper, but hopefully we can still cut through it. He also has a lot of HP gates we have to take out. And can have a lot of RNG attack faces he pulls from. Let's see what we get for an opener. Yep, Zach just going for the air combos, going for the fireball. Maybe seeing the first HP gate right here. Now gonna have different attacks based on eating a different one of Lock's Chakra Barrel. Really nice jumping into his jawline and just reflecting again. Oh, another one. And that is the last HP gate. Zach looks like he's gonna like to now just go into final form and hopefully carry a ton of this damage. Oh, love the reflect right there. Again, that's what's so good about reflect, is it just rewards you for knowing, and the boss is going to attack right now. And then he'll do something right here. Yeah, very cool stuff.
Spike, I have some information I need to share.
Uh-oh!
Remember how I said
right.
I didn't...
How did they screw up? No, go ahead.
Remember how I said I didn't want to do optional worlds?
Oh, man!
Space Paranoids has a skill on Crossbones in it, which we need to fight Data Luxord, who is one of our required bosses. So we will have to continue that world at some point.
Okay. Yeah, so
if I
that
can,
does hard confirm for us somewhere we have to go.
and Zach Spike, if I can break in here real quick with a little bit of information of my own, we just broke $35,000. That comes in part from a $50 donation from an anonymous donor and $10 from Looney, who says, "What's everybody's favorite Kingdom Hearts boss theme? Mine is Metaphor Refantasio." Well, something like that.
Wonderful job, everyone. It's awesome to see. Again, RPG Limerick, I believe, just passing $1 million lifetime earlier in the week. Y'all have just been cracked at this. And let's keep it going. We want to see Yuzura at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 Limit Funky Mode, friggin' Be Kind Rewind Edition. That would be sick.
And just to update that really quick, we are $361 of $2,000 we need to meet Yuzura, so keep those donations rolling and make sure to mark that incentive if you want to see that super boss.
Hey, you're rich.
I'm rich again.
That's right.
So I know there's a Proud Fang in Halloween Town here, and I didn't get it, so that's not great.
Yeah.
Let's see. What can I do? What can I do? What is available to me? Guess
If your stats are decent, maybe World Than Ever Was.
we can do that a little bit at least, and we'll see what we.
You
can
do have second chance once more.
Yeah.
Two other really, really good abilities we can highlight. Anybody familiar with like Kingdom Hearts series in general are familiar with that. Basically, second chance and once more, especially the fact that this is on critical mode. As long as you have at least 2 HP, you cannot get one shot by combos, by one hits. And that's very important, especially for Roxas right here, who is, I think, easily the hardest story fight in the game. You're going to see Zach try to go for this little loop right here. So he's going to do an empty hit into a thunder, reflect into the explosion. Okay, going to be able to get out of there just in time. He's got him down to about half health right now. He will be able to just simply walk away from these orbs. You won't hear him say, please, oh baby. I don't know what I'm doing. But then he's going to be able to reflect some of these combos back and has an optional Trinity limit he can potentially go for. So he's going to try to get him back in the loop right here.
That's not great.
Yeah, should be able to get out of there. Yep. Good job on Zach's side. Refill that MP right there. He's got 1 HP. A reflect potentially into a Trinity limit gives Zach a good chance.
Yeah.
That very, very unlucky with where the iframes came in right there, because the first parts of Trinity limit won't break his hyper armor right there as he's going through. You need the finisher of it to hit when Roxas gives you that window of time. So we're going to try to get him back into the loop right here and reflect the opening into a full combo ending with an explosion. I think he's going to be going into that combo once again, hopefully having the interaction when his hyper armor goes down overlapping with the explosion. Nice.
Oh, I wasn't watching my MP bar.
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, they'll give him enough time to get the MP back. Item boost, doing some work right there. Only problem with having Baby Reflect is because it is a smaller reflect than the other ones. It's very easy.
Yeah, just be safe.
Oh, okay, still was able to catch him. This should be able to, well.
It's close. We'll see. Oh, come on. All right.
Unfortunate. Yeah, Roxas is a nightmare.
All right, we're gonna audible. We're gonna do something else. We're gonna go to screens, and without experience boost, we're gonna try to get some levels.
Yeah, I don't know if you're like maybe the stats. It looked to me like strength was under and magic moves maybe barely over.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay. Yeah, so the way Kingdom Hearts 2 handles, it's kind of like a lot of other Kingdom Hearts games, where the way it handles your stats is there's damage floors and ceilings. if you are under that damage floor, like any of your given stats, a pretty commonly known one is in World That Never Was. If your stats are under 35 in strength or magic, then they might as well be 1. You're doing a consistent, flat amount of okay, but not impressive damage. But as it gets above that, the numbers start going up exponentially. You see way chunkier damage right there. So it's really good to see that level right there, get strength and magic. Hopefully we see a ton of strengths and magics come up. Because as you can see, we are definitely just a glass cannon. Oh yeah, more of those doubles, baby. And there are also damage ceilings after you reach a certain statistic, and it's different in every world, it's different in every fight, then you're not doing any additional damage. Although that is the setting you can put on in Kingdom Hearts 2 to get rid of damage caps. And then damage gets real nutty. Really good setup here from Zak, putting on that double negative combo. That's how he's able to go into the explosions immediately. So there's no first 2 hits to his combo, and explosion will proc every single time you're surrounded by more than 1 enemy, which, because of this screens, it will always spawn in new sets of 5. You would really love to do this with experience boosts, which if you're at or below half health, you would gain double or even triple the experience with 2 experience boosts. But here, we just need the numbers. The only way this really punishes us is if there's something we need deep on Sora's heart on levels, which I don't even know if Zak maybe already knows something about that.
Yeah, I know that it doesn't have anything, so this is pretty safe other than stats.
Yeah. Yeah, statistically, Zak, I would assume you're now in the low 40s?
Mid 40s, but yeah, close enough.
Mid 40s. The most that number is ever going to matter is all the way up to the 80s. Once you hit 80, you are damage capped on basically everything we're going to fight throughout the run. But for all these super bosses that this run is building towards on the bottom of the screen, almost all those are you need stuff in the 50s, 60s. Otherwise, like I said, they might as well be 1 strength, 1 magic. So we would definitely like to see those get nice and big. All right. No skill in crossbones yet.
Mm-hmm. I'm already resigned to having to do the second visit of this world.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'll be surprised. Maybe Hobbs and Adam are going to be nice to me today.
Nope. Nope. It's on Larkscene. I'm calling it right now. They chose violence. Yo, Doug Flare's really good.
A little bit.
Literally on the final phase already.
Didn't have enough clusters, though, to freeze.
It's over.
Oh, Donald, why are you...
Oh, Donald, that wasn't your role, buddy. Yeah, so now just gonna like to do 2 air combos here. Nice. There's one more check you would get from this before you're resigned to the second visit. Did they have mercy?
Nope.
They did not. We're doing everything and anything. But yeah, for now though, let's go get some revenge. It's Roxas time.
Yeah.
Numbies are a little bigger.
Oh yeah, this should be much nicer. Should. I said should.
Should in air quotes. Roxas is just, it's a hard fight, man. He can kill, his attacks are so devastating and he's so fast. Yeah, that damage is looking a lot chunkier.
It's over. Yeah. Defense.
And there is a specific timing Zak's trying to go for right here. And there we go, nice.
First try, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
That was actually, and that timing is actually a lot tighter than you would think, because you're trying to not get Roxas to do that immediate retaliation, because it's a system in Kingdom Hearts 2, and we haven't talked about it during this, but it's called revenge value. Basically, it is just a set amount of hits of different styles that you can do on a boss that limits the amount you can wail on them. So every different hit has a different value it will add to a boss fight. Basic ground hits might add 1, a ground finisher will add 3, an air hit will add 1.5, so on and so forth. And like Roxas there, I think it's as soon as he hits either 10 or 11, he will retaliate. But it is also a meter that after you don't do damage for a while or hits, that will slowly go down. So the timing of that has to be very specific to get the retaliations at the correct points that you know how to reflect or whatever else you want to do. Most of the times reflect that damage back at them. So you can turn any defensive moments back into offensive moments and just your DPS is through the roof.
All right, so we're going to continue in World Never Was here. We're going to do the story version of Xigbar. Hopefully we don't have to actually fight the data version of this because it is not required. So we get a little bit of Xigbar today.
Gotcha now.
Yeah, and this is where we're potentially about to see kind of the main reason why horizontal slash is potentially one of the biggest difference makers, as that can potentially get mixed with a ability called Berserk Charge. Berserk Charge is an ability you can pick up where if your blue MP bar down there, if you use all of it and you are in the pink recharge phase, then you actually lose access to your finishers and you gain an infinite combo. Now that isn't nearly as cool as that sounds. For the most part, you would just like kind of do a bunch of weak hits and then they would break out at some point. However, Zach is going to try to do something a little different, pop the cure, and then go into that horizontal slash. And if he is in a very small frame window, able to perfectly chain all these together,
There we go.
he can do that. Let's go, baby. That was such a clean Berserk Charge. Oh my goodness. That is so much harder than Zach just made it look. So yeah, just hit square a bunch. That's all you're doing. That's fine.
Let's go.
No, and you can utilize that potentially on a number of different bosses, but the frame timings are a little bit different on each of them.
Auto limit, okay.
Ooh, auto limit.
So
Yeah, one tool we haven't ran into a lot is our dry forms. Go ahead.
I was going to explain what auto limit is. So we had talked about using an auto form at the beginning to force out final form. Most of the autos are not that useful, but the auto that gives you limit form is the most useful because you have access to it when you are without your party members. And that is usually when you want a survivability option. So I'm going to put that auto limit on for the Luxord fight here.
Yeah, it's it will trigger as soon as you are in critical health, which with second chance and once more, because that will always stop you at 1 HP no matter what the attack is. Zach can potentially kind of bait out limit form a little bit. Other than final form, it is your second best form for sure. Exclusive to the final mix version. Other than that, we got Luxord right here. We want to see this like mini game he's trying to initiate. As for whatever reason, you can reflect that back at him and do a ton of damage. From there, though, he does have a lot of unfortunate RNG, exactly what he likes to do to you. We have explosions, so there's a potential loop we could also go for. But for the most part, Zach's just going to be reacting to whatever Luxord gives him.
Look closely.
All right, so might be able to set up for it right here. This is another instance of... Nice. Just knowing Explosion's going to go through right when that hyper armor is down, and then Luxord's going to be like, man, it's going to work this time, I swear.
Top of the game.
Just loop him there for a while and now go into his final DM. Now, World Never Was comes at you hot and fast, hot and fresh. I don't know. I'm thinking about pizza right now. So to satiate my hunger, let's go ahead and kick it back over to the host because I do believe that number got bigger down there.
Oh, it's getting bigger, and we're getting more and more titles. I would love to read a couple of them to you. We have $100 from Nowhere Man, who says, Kingdom Hearts 7.2. That one shadow is still underground after all these years. We also have $5 from the Professor, who says, Kingdom Hearts. Donald is the most powerful mage in Final Fantasy, but can't use a healing spell when I'm this close to winning. Which, honestly, that's very true, very real. I think everybody who's played Kingdom Hearts feels that.
All right, so yeah, we have Sayax here. We're gonna basically just kind of not let him do whatever he wants. We're gonna make him retaliate against me by forcing him to retaliate here. We're gonna do it again. Force Donald.
Oh, I
this
love
side.
that beautiful combo right there.
Oh, that was bad.
Oh.
Yep, that's not great.
So he's going to give him a DM right here, but he can potentially kind of bait out this Claymore. Should be able to snag him right here. Nice.
We're fine now.
And now one more combo should get him.
Judged you.
Yeah, back off.
Yo, nice reaction there from Zach. Yeah, once again, really knowing how to play around the hyper armor of the bosses. So knowing he could reflect that first attack into a thunder, into a reflect, into an explosion, and did like 16 bars of health. It was great. I love that. Now, Zach, do we know anything about World That Never Was, or are we just doing it?
We know there's an ice cream here, which we need for unrelated Twilight Town. But this is a boss world. We have to do data on this at some point.
Yeah.
A reflect is here, which is kind of nice to get, hopefully. And then Stitch is also here.
Which is funny because this is the room you like to have Stitch in.
Defense.
Okay. Oh, yep.
Yeah, they know, dude. They know. I swear the AI is back there going, I'll wait. I'll wait till those 3 reflects go down, and then the bullet will come in 6 frames later. This game cheats. Anyways. I'm not salty.
You sound a little salty.
You could be right. This game's hard enough. It does have to also cheat, okay?
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna do this reaction command sequence thing. We're gonna wait till the last one to do the most damage. Our stats are high enough that we don't really have to do a lot for this fight. I'm gonna try to skip the second building. Should be pretty easy to do with Trinity Limit, but I might mess it up. We might see this RC again.
As you can see, it's a pretty chunky sequence, but already getting him down to like 3.5 bars of health.
Defense. Back off.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
Nice.
We're fine.
I was worried that was like an over damage right there and he was going to move. Nice. You had Stitch. That was a good, like, basically one combo you did on him.
Yeah. All right. So
That's a good. So Xemnas is fully prepped right there. The seat sucks. I'm just going to throw that out there. Where we go?
a little bit,
I'm
yeah.
just going to give my opinion on that. The seat's bad. Thank you all for donating for this one to get to be in the marathon. I love that about y'all.
So yeah, story about the vetting. I was given the seeds on Saturday, so I had to sit with them on my hard drive and not look at them in any way, and they were taunting me.
I always contemplate just like cheating for like a marathon. I'm just like, dog, I could just play it beforehand. And then everyone think I look so cool. I do all the strats and everything. Nah, man, Zach staying all loyal and everything. Buying the big old stack of power boosts and magic boosts. Those are other things we can buy in the shop. And that's a good utilization of that second money pouch that Zach found. Now, those are the only 2. If you want any more money from here, that will have to come from just picking up cash throughout the run. I know you've had a couple of jackpots.
Yeah.
So potentially you can get more. But yeah, obviously we would like to see our stats get into the 60s, potentially even like the 70s. And then we're nice and comfy for the whole run.
So we have some like forced mob fights as we make our way through Space Paranoids 2. It is one of the longer second visits, and that's kind of abnormal. Most of the second visits in this game are pretty short. There are exceptions, of course. I think Space Paranoids is one of the longer short ones, if that makes sense. There's just a lot of nothing.
Yeah, upper mid tier, sure. I'm following you there. All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
All right, so we have one more mob fight, and then we get some checks. Hopefully, we don't have to fight the boss of this world to get this skill and crossbones that's here. But like but like Spike said, Hobbs and Adam probably trolling us and making us do Larxene anyway. We'll see.
Yeah, the distribution of the checks, there's like a fat 4-pack of checks, basically 5-pack we're about to get for finishing this fight. Then we have to fight one of the worst bosses in the video game. Then we gotta fight Larxene, which is a optional boss that could have been on this card, but was one of the only ones we didn't have to fight. So, then we'll see how this one goes. Hopefully it's about to be one of the next 5 checks, is this skill and crossbones. Otherwise, though, this is a good place for us to just pick up a bunch of experience. Not that one.
All right, 4 more.
It's totally Larxene. It's totally Larxene.
Oh, no, it's not.
No! All right, that's fine. Oh, both of those were here.
Honestly, I didn't even see it, so that's good. The only other thing that's in that world is Final Form, actually, but we forced it, so we don't have to actually do any of that content. What am I doing? What did I just get? Skill and crossbones. Okay. I need to do a little quirk of the randomizer to like reset the story flags now that we have that second skill and crossbones. So I'm gonna go to the world ever was. For some reason, that world just updates story flags every time you enter it. So yeah, we're gonna do Port Royal 2. And let's...
And with that did officially give us access to our 4th and 5th bosses on the card. Those being Data Luxord at the end of this one and Data Zaldin at the end of Beast Castle.
While we're going through
With that, we're about to go into another relatively easy boss fight here in Grim Reaper 1. We mostly can just wail on him, and then we get a nice little pack of checks on our way through it. So I think this is another good time to kick it over to the host. Y'all have been awesome in the donations and the support, and just watching the stream this week. Y'all are killing it.
My goodness, Spike, you read my mind. I've got another couple titles, and I'm going to warn you, some of these are a bit long. I'm going to try to take some creative liberty to read them off properly.
Okay.
We got $10 from Nordic. My favorite Kingdom Hearts is Kingdom Hearts 867 over 3,509 beats, Remix Volume 7, Saurus Funkadelic Fandango of Friendship, and the Quantum Keyblade Conundrum Ingredients Hunt, featuring Goofy and Space Pants. We also have $5 from Hockey Babbler, who says, and I'm going to have to take another breath here, when will we finally get Kingdom Hearts 10 to the power of 3x plus 3 WRX STI TS Type RA NBR Challenge Alpha Beta Gamma Delta Romeo Giulietta Quadrifoglio Verde RTX 5060 Ti 16G Gaming Trio OC 16GB GDDR7 PCI Express Gen 5 Launch Edition?
Dude, it's wild that Nomura is watching this stream and just going like, this is great. And just like writing all these down, dude. God.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna be collecting some medallions here. So actually, we have more time, P-Seg, if you have any more.
I have plenty more. We have $100 from Zak Attack,
Woo!
who says, good luck to Avello
Ow.
Zach. I can't wait to play and see their randomizers of Kingdom Hearts, Rhythm of the Fart, X, Sniffed Velocity. We also have $50 from an anonymous donor who says, anonymous donor, I don't know why I said it like that. I think all these Kingdom Hearts titles are getting to me now. I think my favorite Kingdom Hearts is Kingdom Hearts 35,118.15. Fight Your Inner Darkness, Nami Limit Break Remix, Chapter 10.2.
Let's go.
All right, so we've collected all of our medallions, and now we get to fight the last story boss of this world, Grim Reaper 2. He is significantly more annoying than Grim Reaper 1 in that he cannot take damage until you take all the medallions and put them back in the chest.
So Zach's going to be trying to set up. Each Thunder's going to knock out 50 coins, and then he can reflect back at him. This is not actually doing damage, but it can pop out the MP bubbles. So now Zach's going to be looking for his first of 3 HP gates right there. Get back in. Can either guard this or reflect it, and then go directly into the reaction command. A little quirk right here, you can actually lock onto him. So you can see he's way up above the air, or way up in the air. He can still fit in 2 thunders, knocking out the last of his coins. Unfortunately, got a little trolled right there. So he's got to go over and get 13 more coins. One more coin. Yeah, sometimes he likes to do this. Now going to try to hit that last HP barrier. That should be pushing it. Nicely done. And now Zach's going to try to make sure that he revives both Donald and Jack.
Nope. Oh, but let's do
Yeah,
this.
so now we're going to have to kind of option potentially. Yeah, yo, it's Stitch time, baby. Stitch knocking the massive attack back at him. Let's go. And we're going to be trying to go for a little bit of a dance. Unfortunately, Stitch is a very random summon. We would like to see him. Okay, he licked you with like 1 MP left to go. Yeah, that was great. So now we're going to try to just stay under him, and hopefully Stitch is continually going to lick that MP bar, filling it up constantly. This also, him using Ohana, is decent, as it will knock the MP bubbles out. So for the most part, we're just trying to manipulate Grim Reaper 2 by standing underneath him. So he'll keep saying, this swing's gonna work eventually, and knock all 882 coins out.
Stitch.
This is a really good reaction from Zach off of an unfortunate set of deaths from Jack and Donald. So I guess get them all in. Nice.
It's over.
Nicely done.
It is a rare thing that Stitch doing his Ohana like attack can actually trigger like another one of Grim Reaper 2's phases instead of just letting him like sit there and take damage. So I wanted to make sure he didn't actually do that.
Oh, I forgot he can do that. Yeah, that's awful. Don't want to see that.
So I was trying to be a little
Now
slow
directly
and-
into the other world we just got access to. We have got Beast Castle 2. This is definitely one of the shorter ones. It's like 2 rooms, then you fight Zaldin.
Can you just like yeah, there we go.
Again, you're seeing a lot of times for these mob fights, Zach is kind of defaulting to Final Form. Final Form just has really, really strong magics, especially once they're leveled up.
So I do have more information about where my unlocks are. And Twilight Town has a Bone Fist, a Scimitar, 2 Torn Pages. So we'll be heading to Twilight Town after.
Okay. Yeah, do you have access to the second visit only or the third visit?
Just the second visit. The third visit is locked by Olympus Coliseum, so I'll probably be heading there after I do the second visit of Twilight Town.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing these room transitions. We're gonna remove Beast from the party. Just because he's a little annoying, he can mess with Zaldin a little bit. This is the last
Yeah,
mob
again,
fight.
Beast is pretty aggressive. He can like push enemies away and whatnot, including Zaldin. Nice patience from Zach right there. Waiting as the enemies are about to come in and then catch them with the magnet into the explosion.
All right, so story Zaldin.
Where's the fun in this?
Another nightmare fight for every kid who played this game. Hopefully Zach will make short work of it. Hitting that perfect guard, and now using that big double reaction boost reactions with the jumps to do a ton of damage. Looks like Zach's gonna be going for all of it, and then into the duck flare. Yeah, he's done.
All right, so let's start doing our little tour of cleanup in some of these worlds. So we'll go to Twilight Town 2.
You still don't have Pride.
I don't.
You still do not have Pride Lanes. And we need both of those.
We do.
Do you wait? I know you just read off some of the stuff to me. Do we know where either of these are?
Yes, we do. We know they're in Halloween Town and Hollow Bastion, which I don't have access to right now.
Oh!
Hollow Bastion is locked by Pride Lands, so it can't be that. So the and the Bone Fist is in Twilight Town somewhere. So
Oh! Well, we're slowly seeing the roadmap come together. But we're missing a few middle pieces for how to get to this.
okay, we got some pages.
All right, we got one of the torn pages. It doesn't really matter. We need the final ice cream, which we know is in Olympus Coliseum. So again, we're getting there, chat. We're getting there.
Yep.
For now, though, stopping back over in 100 Acre Wood for the spooky cave. Do we know anything about this world?
Proof of connection is here.
Let's go.
So we need to do that to defeat Lingering Will.
Yeah, definitely one of the candidates for potentially one of the last fights we'll do in the run.
Yep. Otherwise, we're just gonna be escorting these friends of ours after we collect some chests. So now's a good time, P-Seg, if you have any words for us.
Yeah, so I'd like to just kind of take a step back from all these incredibly silly Kingdom Hearts titles we've been talking about, and just remind everybody that we are here at RPG Limit Break raising money for NAMI, or the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It's the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization. NAMI provides advocacy, education, support, and public awareness to improve the lives of all individuals and families affected by mental illness. NAMI exists to ensure that no one is alone on their mental health journey. And with also our donation incentives in mind, we also have the Yuzuru Superboss Showcase. All these Kingdom Hearts titles have ruined me. I'm just putting it out there. The Yuzuru Superboss Showcase is at $461 of $2,000. And I think we can still get there. There's still some time before that needs to get met, but time is getting shorter and shorter as we sit here talking about very silly Kingdom Hearts titles. So
Yeah, you want to see that.
yeah, keep those donations rolling in, please.
So yeah, we're gonna go to Olympus Coliseum 2 here. We're gonna try to collect this ice cream. It could be on the required boss of Zexion.
Which would not be nearly as troll. I mean, we got to fight him anyways. And of all the super bosses, Zexion probably is one of the easier ones. Legitimately putting him behind Pooh, which all of them are behind Pooh, but you know. Yeah, as long as we got final form, at least a fire, which I think you still just have base fire.
We do.
Maybe you're a fire up.
Just base fire.
Okay. So that's a little troublesome because fires, we haven't seen like the single greatest usage of final form yet, and that is final form fire, which we'll get into, I'm sure, with the Zexion fight as we come up. Yeah, it is definitely one of the nice, cheesiest strats to take down a lot of health bars for bosses very, very quickly. One more mob fight here before Hades, the final story boss. Again, as Zach said, most of the second visits are blissfully short. So, a couple of combat sequences and then we're right in there.
We picked up Thundaga in 100 Acre Wood, so we'll be using that.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
a good option. Hey, ice cream.
You know what? Let's just prep this now.
Yeah, no reason to back out.
That's it. Take that.
I'm slowly moving all the pieces up. I think in total now you are missing 6 unlocks.
That's it.
That is correct, yes.
One of them being the second sword of the ancestor. I forget if you said if you like need that or not. Either way though, we're fighting Hades. Number of different potential ways we could fight him. We'll see which way Zach elects to go for. Ah, the duck flare method. I like that one.
Yep. Herc decided to mess with it.
Yeah. Yeah, because for the most part, what you want to do, it's not simply just pressing the duck flare button. You also want to try to keep the enemy grounded so they get stun locked, while also you're doing damage with Sora's aerial hits, keeping them on the ground the whole time. But now going for the Berserk Charge. Oh, that MP is about to fill back up, but it's enough time. Let's go. Another really good Berserk Charge there from Zach. And it was literally as the MP came back.
All right, but we did get that ice cream, so let's find these pages and this Bone Fist that is in Twilight Town. Also, limit form is here. I'm hoping I get that before we're done.
Oh, yeah, that would be very cool.
All right. Another reaction boost is nice to see. There's that limit form. Or no, that's the scimitar. Okay. I misread the texture. Okay, slide down.
Dash.
Yep.
This room got real good.
Oh, that's
Yeah, so with that scimitar, we officially have access to Lexaeus. So we're up to 7 out of 12 access points now.
Okay, there's that bone fist.
There's Vexen from 8 out of 12.
All right, there's.
Not far from the proverbial go mode. Let's go limit form.
Alrighty. So we're still missing pages. So we have to continue.
Yeah, it's the only other reason we still need to be here, which hopefully is just going to be somewhere in the mansion.
I mean, the way the seed is going, we might just have bonus data axle.
We might, at this point, we're just doing a data organization speedrun with a bunch of extra pieces to it.
Yeah.
That's what a hit list ends up being.
It's over. Let's go.
And reminder everyone to keep those donations coming in, all for an amazing cause in NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and to hopefully get us that Yuzura boss fight. It is the coolest boss fight in the Kingdom Hearts series. It's one of the coolest boss fights in video games, so you absolutely want to see it. Yeah, we're coming up very shortly. After we finish up this prep, we're doing our own boss rush into the Kingdom Hearts 3. What is its own boss rush with the limit cut? And then hopefully ending on Yuzura. That would be super, super hype, gamers.
With that in mind, I have a slight update. I could give a donation and
Sure.
give an update on Yuzura as well. We've got $25 from Bangarang Orangutan, who says, hope I didn't miss the part where Spike speedruns explaining the lore of Kingdom Hearts. And if I did, well,
know.
at least I can still enter to win prizes.
True.
Good luck on the
go.
run, Zach. Donation goes to host choice, and I need say no more. My choice is the Yuzura Super Boss Showcase. I want to see that. And also, yes, we got prizes. There's a Kingdom Hearts 2 PS2 print. A minimum $5 donation will put you in the running for that, provided generously by Heroic Spirit Gamer.
All right. It is time for simulated Twilight Town.
Let's do it. It's got to happen. Yeah, so this is the... This is really far into the game, though. This is honestly, if you're watching the cutscenes, you would still be here right now at the hour 40 mark, like easily. Like my first time playing this as a kid, it took like 4 hours. It was great. I did so many chores, it was ridiculous. But yeah, this is the introduction to the base game. You start as Roxas, and you know you're getting a lot of like your little tutorials, a lot of different little kind of minor combat sequences. The cool thing is, we can go Super Saiyan, because this is Randomizer, and we were like, no, we don't want to just like jump and attack things. So yeah, we can transform into limit form, because again, you don't need any of your other party members. Wow, I love taking him out with just a swing, dude. That's great. Yeah, you're supposed to fight Cypher at literally level 1. We're level like 44 right now, so not looking good for our dude. But yeah, the reason why Zach really wanted to put off this world until he got limit form is because limit form is really, really strong. It's one of your only like really good tools for getting through here fast. And you can level up limit form along the way, which is really good for just like it lasting longer on screen for different fights, including the boss at the end of this world, the story boss we have to, or the super boss we'll have to fight in Data Roxas.
So we're gonna be doing some
Otherwise,
some mini games for a while. So, Peace Egg, if you have more words, now's the time.
I have got a very nice and long donation to read to you. I'll try to give some beats here so you can hear the stuff. $15 from Bell, less than 3, who says, Sora named his lamp Kingdom Hearts because it's light. That's about right. Yep. Good reaction. Good reaction. Why are Hayner and Olet so stingy? All they have is a pence. Why did Zayx hate 7?
Dude.
Because he's in on Xemnas' plans and he's second in command. Surely he should be at least be a 2 or a 3. People who have played Final Fantasy XIII keep saying that Kingdom Hearts is hopeless, and they're technically not wrong. Why did Zexion hate Castle Oblivion? He found it vexin'. Also, he died there. What was the title of Demix's first solo album? The Demixtape. Why did everyone think Aced was the traitor? He was unluxy.
All right, we're coming up on a boss fight now. No,
Well, back to commentary. That was great.
no, like this is actually legitimately cool. This is actually tech that was found like the last 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna try to not mess this up.
Yeah.
I missed it. All right. Well, if you use limit form at the right time there, you can actually just not be in this reaction command sequence and just be like floating around. And this boss, Twilight Thorn, just has a hitbox in the air that you can hit. So if you break out of this reaction command and like find that hitbox, you can just kill him without having to do this entire like cutscene. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get to show it, but that's all right.
It literally got found like while you've been at limit break, right?
It found a little bit before I saw the video of it when I was here. So I practiced it for like 3 hours.
Yeah, shouts to longtime Kingdom Hearts speedrunning and randomizer community member Sonic Shadow Silver 2. She's awesome for finding that strat. It's a randomizer only thing because you don't have limit form when you get when you are here at the beginning of the game. But yeah, it's a very, very cool strat that saves, I gotta imagine, in the ballpark of like 10 plus seconds.
Oh yeah, easily.
But is a very tight frame window.
So yeah, we can use
So the
limit form.
basis of limit form. Say what?
We can use limit form in the struggle fights. It's great.
Yep. Yeah, the basis of what limit form is, it's a final mix exclusive transformation where you basically turn into the Kingdom Hearts 1 version of Sora and you have access to all of his limits. All of them actually have their own kind of unique usages throughout a playthrough, but you're seeing right now Zach utilize the Ragnarok ability quite a bit. It does a bunch of physical hits up front, and then all of those little energy blasts that shoot out of it, those scale off your magic stat. And if you kind of like back up with Sora, you can get this perfect distance where all of the blasts will like twirl in and hit the enemy and just deal 1,000,000 damage. Or in the struggle fights cases, knock all 100 of their orbs out like instantly. Also seeing Sonic Rave right there. That works out perfectly damage-wise. You're kind of seeing like, oh, I'm almost surprised these enemies don't die faster because this is like the tutorial world. That is that damage cap stuff I was talking about.
It's over.
That being said, they're still getting devastated by limit form. Yeah, so you can finish these fights. 53 seconds left on the clock. It's great.
All right.
Ooh, Magnega.
So I'm gonna collect chests until I find the fire that's here. I think that's the only major thing I want from this world, other than progressing it so we can get access to Data Roxas. But yeah, we're just gonna be collecting checks for a while. So, Peace Egg, if you got anything for us?
I'd just like to take time as we're kind of getting here towards the back half of this run, maybe a little more than that, to give a shout out to some of our artists. RPG Limit Break is incredibly grateful to LLK, a longtime contributor to GDQ Marathons and the designer of our promo banners, attendee badges, and emotes. You can check out her work at jazzaboo.com. That's JAZAABOO.com. And I can also give another shout out to artists if you got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So if you like this overlay you see, the whole run and everything that we're showing you right now on, an artist that deserves special thanks is the one that worked on our overlays, Oro, who can be found on Twitter at OroLen. That's OUROLEN.
All right, so I found that fire. Oh, I should. Why did I leave Simulated Twilight Town? Why didn't no one stop me?
Back off.
Dog, I was like, he's vibing. I was like, maybe you're, because I assumed you had the hint. It would make enough sense if you already have the stuff you know you need. If you're just trying to like focus finding the stuff you do need.
Yeah, I should have just continued Simulated Twilight Town though, just to get it done.
How many worlds do you have left to be hinted?
I have all my information.
Oh, okay, so you've got your roadmap.
Yeah. Well, let me do this before I forget about it, because if we come back here and I'm like, oh, I need to do this world, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good news
Zach
is
at this point doing a really good job of just clearing all the content that he has to throughout it. Needs just a few more items for Go Mode, and 2 of those things are both the Proud Fangs.
Yes.
So this is great.
that's what I was trying to go for with Halloween Town, to get a Proud Fang that's there. But I got a little tunnel visioned and should have finished this world first.
Yeah, when I came up with the hit list settings years ago, it was like, you have to beat like 7 out of 8 or 6 out of 8. You have some options here and there. To make it a lot more straightforward from a marathon standpoint, Zach was like, nope, all those things down there, I got to beat all of them. All those dudes in the robes, all of them have to go down. Which also makes it to where like you have to do a lot of the content throughout the game. And Zach's doing a really, really good job of just clearing all of it super, super quickly.
Although, I think, based on what content I have left, I might not be hitting that estimate. We'll have to see as we go. It's going to be tight.
But it will all be worth it, as these super bosses are all very, very fun. Because the way we generally try to route these is you do all... Oh, aerial spiral, very, very good. You try to do all of your content, like kind of all your prep work, and then it's just a super cool boss rush at the end of all of the super bosses in the game. Aerial Spiral was really one of the last, like, I would say minor tools that definitely helps things out, especially, like, that just makes the first hit of your air combo a lot stronger, especially when it's going during a duck flare, and you'll see that, I'm sure, a handful of times throughout the run. Yeah, Zach, other than that, tool-wise, what are you feeling like you need for the end game?
Honestly, we have both the ground gap closers, we have aerial spiral, we have horizontal slash, we have explosion, we've got some combo boosts. Honestly, I'm kind of set.
Here, I'll make it all stop.
We have limit form now. Yeah, honestly, we're kind of cruising, just trying to find these visit unlocks.
Yeah, kind of in a build go mode. Oh, hey, there's guard break. Yeah, kind of in a build go mode. Potentially want more stats throughout it. Because I'm sure you're probably in the, you might be touching 60s at this point.
I'm high 60 strength,
Okay.
so we're in a good solid place for that.
All right, that is all a simulated Twilight Town prepped. Now we'll head back over to Halloween Town, I'm sure. As it sounds like this is the final domino that kind of sets things in motion.
Yeah.
Which I guess inherently doesn't make it the final domino. It's the first of the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes. Zach very supportive of me and my ramblings.
Okay, we're gonna try to proc that reflect there, drag all the enemies
Let's
together.
go.
We have no draws, I just noticed.
I was just about to make that comment. Do you have just no draws? Because that's been an issue. It was back with the hostile program as well. You don't realize how good draw is until you have 0 of them. Draw just being like a treasure magnet, of course, although that's what it's called in Cage 1. Where just little orbs of whatever, if it's HP, MP, money, just little story things like that, get picked up from further away. If you have none, you gotta walk Sora's little feet over to pick them up. And that can actually get really annoying in a lot of fight sequences.
All right.
All right, and well, that's Halloween Town 2. Yeah, these get really fast. We have just got to face off with the experiment right here. Got Goofy right now, so I'm assuming we're probably going to be going for that dance call. Dance call actually a lot more optimal than Duck Flare right here, as it kind of gives you a much better way to do the set damage to hit this HP gate, then drop out of it.
I still have Berserk Charge on, so that was not ideal.
Dude, this is the classic. But it's all right. Yeah, with the square, we're able to just immediately break out on a combo. Now, Experiment's a little weird that you have to get your back facing to the face right there, and swinging him back that way will allow you to actually go to the next damage phase. Very cool utilization of Peter Pan right here, as basically, if you attack, then he likes to go stab, 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 and keep the boss stun locked. Ooh, unless they're a little bit weird frame window there, that's fine, knock him out. Good experiment.
This proc thing is
Vexen prepped.
we might be fighting Vexen right now. We are. All right.
All right, let's go. Boss number 1 of 12 right here, gamers.
Don't blink.
Yeah, this is really where we're going to get to see the strongest aspect of Final Form, and we'll kind of lead into that. Right here, though, Zach's going to want to reflect this opening attack, pop into Final, and reflect that shield barrier away. And now we're going to be going for, the rare Blizzard play on the Blizzard-based enemy. I like this strategy by Zach. Now he's going to try out the more standard, the Fire play. And as you can see, doing a ton of damage. Now into the Duck Flare. Let's see if we can get in enough damage. Oh my God, he's a legend, let's go!
I have not changed my customized for fire.
Yeah, that was all intentional, I swear to you gamers.
We have a proud thing.
A proud thing! We can go there, my God! Yeah, Final Form Fire is really, really good because it deals a ton of damage, and more importantly, that revenge value thing I was telling you all about earlier, it doesn't add any. Therefore, it's just a free stun lock as long as you have Final Form going. So finding Firaga would also be really, really good. I just want to note real quick, those enemies are usually the first 2 things you fight in the run. We're an hour 55 into this sucker. Hobbs, Adam, what are y'all doing? Why was this the scene? Yeah, this is normally a world you like to come to early because it's got a bunch of checks in it. We're coming here to look for our last 3 go mode items.
Yep, we're just going to be collecting some chests for a while. So, Peace Egg, you got anything for us?
Yeah, I've got a donation here, $20 from Furitskin, who says, and I'm not sure if this is a Kingdom Hearts title or just a common in general, Never-Ending Larpus. I mean, I think it works either way, to be honest with you. But I also want to give a quick update on our incentives that I've been talking about for the next run, Kingdom Hearts 3. We don't just have the Yozura Super Boss Showcase, which right now sits at over $500 to 2,000 each, so we're under $1,500, and we still got some time, but that time is growing shorter and shorter, so please keep those donations rolling in. We also, if you don't care about that Super Boss Showcase, which that's your opinion, I suppose, you could also bid on the voice language that is used in Kingdom Hearts 3. Right now, English is in the lead, $30 to Japanese is at $5, which honestly, $25 changes the tide of that battle. So keep these donations rolling in.
You see at this point, Zach running through. So these are normally all the checks. Normally these are all the checks that you would be like your care package when you open up a seed. We're just running past all of them because, like Zach said, he basically has everything he would ever want. Yeah. The only other thing we need for go mode is that second Proud Fang to come back here afterwards so we can get to Davis IX. Little no experience for the road. Hey, an accessory slot, cool.
That'll help with our stats a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and finish this first visit while we're here. We're just gonna do a save warp here. Leaving the world and coming back in actually puts us in a more, like, a place that's closer to actually triggering the cutscenes. Just a very small little time save. And I can basically guarantee that we're not going to hit that estimate. I apologize. We have a lot of world prep left to do.
This is a content seed. But yeah, more content right here. We have got the hyenas. If we can get into this really cool little loop, or we're gonna put up a magnet and then just reflect them all back, which will do damage, but then also say, well, we're gonna try it again and just get them in a little loop, take them out with 2 reflects. Reflect, to note, it doesn't inherently do like more damage as you level up the reflex. It's just because the AoE damage, the splash zone is bigger, therefore more of those little bits of splash hits will land on a boss. And it just makes it a lot easier to make sure, like Scar is moving around here constantly, so it's really nice having to reflect this deep. Now, Zach's gonna be trying to go for a DM skip right here. That's standing for desperation move. Basically, big attacks that just waste a bunch of time. They're invincible during it. We're gonna try to break through that last HP barrier, which we were able to do. Now immediately trying to go into the other limit form right here. Or limit right here. Should be able to catch it. Oh. Yep. Pop. Nice. Yeah, that is not easy to do. It's very, very common, even with good damage, to get 1 DM right there.
All right, so
a lot of menuing you got to do.
We finally have access to Hollow Bastion 2.
Which is where our go mode should be.
Yes.
Yeah, again, once we see that second Proud Fang, we know we're in go mode. I'm trying to look over what prep you still need to do. You've actually done most all of it.
Yeah, so I have...
Yeah, it's actually just this and Agrabah 2.
And Pride Lands.
And Pride Lands 2, yeah.
Yeah. And in my practice seeds, doing all the bosses at the end takes roughly 25 minutes, depending on which bosses were chosen. So that's just like a rough estimate after we hit go mode. I'm gonna do a very quick look at these chests because there is another fire here that would be nice. Okay. But we really just need the pathing.
The jump from fire to fire and then to fire raga is actually massive for final form damage.
Okay, we got it.
Especially in a seed here where it looks like there's a decent chance. Nice master form.
That's actually
nice vanilla master form. Yeah, straight up where exactly you would get it. Seeing as this is a seed where we very well might not be at our damage cap, that actually makes a pretty big difference, getting those all the way to fire raga.
Okay, that's not bad. So we have this force fight, then we'll have another force fight, then we'll be fighting the story version of Demyx.
Gather!
I'm gonna try to peek at a couple chests that are gonna be visible in this next fight. If they are not the Proud Fang or the fire, I'm just going to leave them. I'm not gonna get them. So we'll see what they are. What is that? Okay, that is not one of those things. I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to tell. I guess that was a ability keyblade or ability chest, maybe.
I think it's a keyblade chest, but
okay.
We'll have another chance.
I'm looking through the internet as well.
Yeah. Okay. So I used a drive recovery there to get my drive back because going into final form costs 5 drive. I used the drive recovery to get that back, but I can still be in final form and regain that drive.
Now trying to go for a classic strat. He was trying to get under 30 water clones. Now utilize 2 different instances of Groot Trinity Limit, which that built up so many hits that during the damage phase of Demyx, we just took out like 60% of his health bar. Gonna be buttering him up with some physical combos, and then right into that final form fire. See you, nerd. Hey, a draw! Let's go, dude.
Draw and a fire boost, notably.
Yeah, those are actually both useful.
All right. And the randomizer decided to give us a menu or like a chance to leave here when normally the vanilla game doesn't let you.
Let's go.
So we can go into wisdom form, actually. Also, rip Goffy.
Yeah. Goffy big rip. Got hit by Rock. Rock was too good.
Also, we hit wisdom level 4.
Let's go, dude. Yeah, this is by far the best place to level wisdom form because of that quality of life. The reason why they gave you a screen right there, in the base game of Kingdom Hearts 2, it's actually for the run, if not the scariest, because the game, if you die, it has to put you back at a spot where, like, you can get a menu, you can, like, change things around and whatnot if your setup isn't good. But what that meant was if you died anywhere in these Final Fantasy fights, then you had to fight Demix again, which if you're not level 1,000,000 like Zach is right now, that sucks. Because you get that menu, you can pop into Wisdom form. This is easily the best spot to level up Wisdom, like all the way to 7. Because every Heartless you defeat in Wisdom form gives you 1 experience point for it. So yeah, literally 1 to 7 in one fight.
All right. We're going to be doing a strategy in this next fight that's going to be using Magnet a lot. And I've been noticing that on these machines, the magnets are a little poppy. So if audio could be aware of that, that might help some viewers in case this is too loud.
Also to note, that was the last Proud Fang. We are officially in what randomizers like to call Go Mode.
Gather.
So yeah, we can just
And
look
now
at the
this is
ground.
GoldenEye 007. We're looking at the ground. Yeah, for the way it ends up working, Zach is throwing up 2 Magnegas on top of each other. You're supposed to find 1,000 Heartless here. By looking at the ground, the enemies just load in faster, so they're just spawning into death. It's a rough existence for them. Nice, and that does prep both Data Demix and Sephiroth. We have 2 final short little second visits, and then it's directly into this boss rush. We've already taken out one of them. We've already taken out Vexen. We are now going back to Agrabah to prep Lexaeus, and then we've got, finally, Rhylands 2 to prep Data Syx. So the boss rush is upon us, gamers. Minus Vexen. He had to die early.
Yep.
He locked a lot.
Yes. All right, so we're doing some required combat here, getting through some mini games. Jafar is trying to stall us for some reason. I don't remember the story. We'll have to do a mini game, like an elemental, like magic mini game, at some point here. But it's not going to be that interesting. So, P-Sake, if you have any words for us, now's the time.
Yeah, certainly. We have a $50 donation from BD Jeffy P, who does not leave a comment, but thank you so much for your kind donation. Again, all our donations are going to Nami. And I also kind of just want to put it out there, for those of you who might have come in late on this run or weren't here at the beginning, we were having a lot of people donate real or fake ? Kingdom Heart titles, and I think that's a great donation train, or any sort of donation you could submit. Give us your favorite. Definitely real Kingdom Hearts titles. Let's hear them. Keep them rolling in. And if they don't get read here, there's always Kingdom Hearts 3 just around the corner.
All right, so Agrabah 2 is locked by the Scimitar, but it's also locked by having one of Fire, Blizzard, and Thunder. It is one of those unique areas that actually has like more complicated locking mechanisms because of this minigame right here. So I'm trying to avoid some
And
spawns.
what that can...
Yeah, go ahead.
And what that can lead to is some real funny logic. I don't know if you've ever had one exactly like this, Zach. You've obviously done a lot of seeds. I definitely had a seed where there's 3 fires in the game. The second and the third ones were in this room you're about to walk into right now, in these 2 chests. So there was only one fire in the entire sea that I could find, and that locked all the others. And fire is, as you've been seeing with Final Form, it's pretty good. So getting locked out of those others, not ideal, but it is interesting from a logic standpoint. You're correct.
So I picked up that proof of peace there. It gives me 2 checks in Hollow Bastion. I still don't have the fire that was in Hollow Bastion, so I might decide to do Data Demics and Sephiroth earlier than I might normally, just to see if I can get that fire. But anyway, we have Genie Jafar. He's going to throw buildings at us. We're going to give him a stomachache.
Let's go. And that perfect 6-pack. I love to see it.
Thunder. Ha. Take this. Thunder.
What are you doing?
And then we're going to make him dizzy. We're just not giving him any seconds to recover. And this is actually going to kill here. There we go.
Nice.
All right, so that world is prepped. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do the boss here now, since we're right in front of the portal.
Let's do it. Yeah, so our second of our 12 bosses right here, we got Data. We have Absent Silhouette Lexaeus, actually. We won't get into that too much. But yeah, this dude, we were bringing up earlier with the Super Saiyan stuff. This dude was absolutely a Dragon Ball Z fan. He was a big fan of power levels. He was on Reddit back in like the 2000s. Was Reddit even a thing back then? I don't know. But yeah, you look up at the top of the screen, big numbers. Yeah, those don't mean anything. Those are purely for swag. I don't know. But yeah, now we steal that power level. Now we are the Kaioken times 2 or so right now. That's probably about right. So Zach doing a good job of kind of buttering up his damage before we go in. He has a little bit too much HP to try to go for the exact final form right here. So butter him up a little more, and then we're going to pop in. We're going to do some expert menuing right there, and then pop into the final form. Try to go for some fire. I'm trying to make Zach laugh during all this. It's great. I'm very funny. And now go for one more fire. Nicely done. Yo, with the level 6 routing. Let's go.
All right, that's 2. So we're going to head over to Pride Lands, finish up that world prep, and then we'll be just doing bosses.
Yeah.
So we have to do some story stuff. It doesn't matter. Peace Egg, you got anything for us?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about one of our sponsors of RPG Limit Break, and a sponsor I really do enjoy, Dragon Roast Coffee. Dragon Roast Coffee is a small, passionate team of coffee roasters that are dedicated to making coffee for gamers and the gaming community. Visit their website at www.dragonroast.coffee and enter the promo code RPGLB25 at checkout for 10% off your order. In addition to their coffee, you can also purchase an exclusive dual insulated RPG Limit Break tumbler, available only for this event. And the best part is that for all purchases made using the promo code, Dragon Roast will donate a portion of the proceeds to NAMI. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and fuel your adventure with Dragon Roast Coffee today. That promo code is RPGLB25, the number 25.
So yeah, normally you would have to fight all 3 hyenas there. Randomizer makes it so you only have to fight 1. Just speeds that up a little bit. And we're going to be trying to pick up Simba again, so Peace Egg, you got any more?
Yeah, we can talk a little bit more about you may have noticed us talking about incentives and prizes. This means that via your generous donations, you get to potentially name characters, make our runners complete difficult or ridiculous tasks, or help pick which story you get to see in certain games. You can also become eligible to win numerous prizes donated by community members. Remember that 100% of your donations go directly to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. For more information, check the channel bio for a link to the 2025 tracker. And I will say there are 2 incentives I have not mentioned because they're a little bit further down the road, but they are open right now. For Fire Emblem 15, there's a bid war versus kill Dean or Sonia. Right now, Dean is in the lead with $1, so that one is wide open for donations to roll in on that. And name weapon forges, which the leading name on that is Alf, because of course it is. But any donation beyond $5 could outdo Alf, so get those donations rolling in and help Nami.
All right, so we got our last story boss here, Ground Shaker. He starts this with a bunch of reaction commands that we're just kind of mashing through. But I'm going to Cure Simba here, get into Berserk Charge, and then basically delete the health bar.
Okay. That was great.
Thanks,
So yeah,
Spike.
that corkscrew is basically the horizontal slash of Lion Sora. And now looking for that flash on the screen, and then, I don't know, man, Sora's flying. Okay, this is... That was almost better than that. All right, gamers, we have arrived. It is boss rush time, and here in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix Randomizer, we're throwing down. With the final remaining 10 bosses, we've already taken down Vexen. We've taken down Lexaeus. We're taking down Syx. Are you writing down all these names? There's X's in all of them. Theming. But here we got Data Syx, the first of the Data versions of them. Meaning, basically every time we fight one of the big bosses, they're going to have like 17 health bars. That's a lot. Now, Zach, I will ask you going in, do you want Berserk Charge on? And what are your stats as we're about to enter this rush?
I do not want Berserk Charge on. That is a good point. Let me do a Keyblade check here. Of course. You know what?
Yo, there it was.
And I'm at 76-67.
Okay, so actually like an almost capped strength stat, but a lower magic stat. So I have to utilize some different strategies right here. Data Syx, there's definitely a number of different ways Zach could go about it. He's first always going to want to open with one of his ground finishers, as that will break the hyper armor. Now he's going to be going into those final form Fyras, trying to butter up that damage. Again, none of the final form fires are actually adding any revenge value. And now we're just going in for the Duck Flare. During all this, he's also able to fill up the drive as much as he can, and now pop it into limit form. This is great because look at that devastating strength damage stat going in for limit form. Now popping in another one. Oh my God, it's such absolutely disgusting damage. Ow! That was beautiful menuing right there from Zach to get to do the opening, into the final form fire, into the duck flare, into the limit form, to perfectly chain it all together. Heck yeah. Because our strength stat is higher than our magic stat, limit form is going to be that much stronger to utilize throughout this entire boss rush. But that being said, Zach, jump into the ultimate boss of the game a little bit early. We're eating the bear. Best of luck, gamer. You've got this.
Nope. One try.
Yeah, one more. Oh, that's looking saucy,
There it is.
gamers.
There it is.
We're going to the river.
Ah!
It's over 9,000.
I did not get the perfect yeet, though.
The perfect yeet is legitimately one of the hardest things that I've ever tried to do in my life.
Let's go and do this.
Oh, taking on Data Roxas right now. Let's go. This is one of my favorite bosses in the entire run, Zach.
All right. So we're going to be making use of limit form pretty heavily. I'm going to try to butter Data Roxas up a little bit with some damage at the beginning. We're going to try to steal his Keyblades. And then we're just going to kind of wail on him with limit form. Hopefully it goes that well.
Take this.
Yeah, Zach's going to want to make sure he doesn't go more than like 4 bars of damage.
Take that. Take this.
Nice double reflect right there to cover for the different. There is a couple different attacks that he can give right here.
Ooh. You know what? Let's just...
He could go, yeah, I think that's more than enough buttering up on him. So now he's just got to wait for the mini game with Roxas. And then this is actually relatively tight. He's going to pause buffer it out.
Let's go.
Yep, gave him the bad RNG, but that's okay. Now we're going to step away from the lasers and then Trinity Limit in. This will do really good damage because of our strength stat, but also give us the iframes through it. And now with that, we're going to be popping into limit form. Going for those massive Zantetsukins right there. And then Zach knows that he's going to retaliate right there, so he's going to pop into Ars Arcanum, another one of those great limits with a beautiful stun lock potential on him.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I love just going straight into the Rs. Nicely done.
I only had limit level
Again,
3.
knowing exactly.
So, like,
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. All right. That is 5 down. Let's see. Luxord.
Another one-on-one fight here with Sora. And Data Luxord is definitely one of the more unique bosses of this run, in that he's going to constantly try to get you to play the mini games and whatnot.
I didn't want to go there. Yeah, go ahead. Continue, Spike.
Taking on Data Luxord right here in a one-on-one fight. There's a number of different strategies that, once again, I could say this about every single fight. There's a number of different strategies you could employ on Luxord. Some people like to actually play as mini games, but they're super, super fast. Our stats are at a spot where you can potentially utilize some limit form, utilize some reflex with a decent magic stat. So we'll just have to leave it up to Zach exactly what he's going to go for. This one, I think all options are on the table.
The first to run out of time is the loser.
You're going to want to win this first minigame right here off the bat. You'll see how quickly it moves. Oh, actually going for the reflect on it. Okay.
A challenge.
We'll be fine.
I believe. Yeah, so this is the only kill point for Zach at this point because of second chance once more. I like the reflect into the Trinity. This fight's mostly going to be a reactionary. Just see what sort of RNG that he elects to give you.
This is it.
Going into that Ars Arcanum. The reason why Ars Arcanum is so strong in limit form is as long as you don't use the actual finisher of Ars Arcanum, it doesn't add any revenge value. And then you can try to perfectly chain that into your basic ground combo for Zentetsu Ken and do big, big damage. Already got Luxord halfway down. I was going to say his health bar, but it's actually just... there's two ways for you to die. There's only one way for him. You have to get that time gauge all the way down.
Take this.
But your stats being higher does make that go down a little bit faster. For the most part, what we're trying to look for is get him into his desperation move phase at the end, which if you look at the time gauge up at the top, basically where that starts to go off at the diagonal, you want it to pass the left point of that. So Zach's already pretty close. So you're just kind of reacting to whatever Luxord gives him. Reflect that mini-game back, which also will just clear out the cards. Nice, good combo right there, chaining all those together, protecting himself with the reflect and dealing damage into the thunders as well. He's pretty close. Yeah, that should push him in. All gonna go for the potential DM skip right here.
Take this.
It's gonna be short.
Oh, maybe, yeah, one.
Wow.
Let's go. Pop into another limit form.
Wow. Okay.
Take him out with the strike rate. Let's go. That was so ballsy on Zach's part. I was like, I don't know if this is enough damage. Oh, it was enough. Because Zach pushed him just far enough to where when his time gauge gets too low, he won't go into the DM anymore. And he pushed him just far enough. Well done with the stun lock.
All right.
That's 6 down, 6 to go. Off to Zexian we go. This is going to be another one of the absent silhouettes. Worth pointing out that when I came up with Hitlist years ago, I wanted some balance of data fights and the other really, really hard super bosses with just the absent silhouette forms of the ones that have those available. Absent silhouettes, they're the ones who died in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, the little Game Boy Advance game we played back in the day. And they generally are, they're scaled a little less. As you see, he doesn't have 17 health bars. He's got like 4. So, gonna try to pop up a Thunder right there, and then go into Final Form, and then continue that traditional Final Form Firaga. Now, one thing to note about Final Form Fire is that there is a little bit of spacing you have to understand for it. Nicely done, Zach. There is a little bit of spacing you have to understand for it, where if your spacing is off, you actually are adding revenge value because of the Keyblades. So you want to make sure you're at this kind of medium distance away. And Final Form does like to kind of wave away a lot of times. 7 down, we got 5 to go. Now making our way over here potentially to get that Final Form. Where 2 of our remaining 5 bosses are, those being Sephiroth and Datademics. This could be it right here. It is not. So there's actually a pretty good chance it's on Mushrooms or it's on Sephiroth.
Just double checking that.
We're going in.
Okay. There's one last thing I forgot to menu. There it is. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, you want to make sure he menued a Blizzaga right there because Demix is another one of the most unique bosses in this run. In that I really describe him almost more as like a puzzle boss. Now, that being said, he also can slaughter you easily. But yeah, everything that people hated about, why they died to Demix as a kid in Hollow Bastion, this is that to the nth degree. So he's going to give you big groups of water clones that you have to clear out, some of them in a very small amount of time. Up front, he has got clones of 25, 50, and 75. They can come out in a completely random order, so he's got to react to whichever one they are, which might affect how he has to then play the setup to the actual damaging phase. So there's no way to knock Demix out of this. You have to clear the water clones. Now getting the big hit with 75. The reason why Zak wanted to customize the Blizzaga right there is because that is the most efficient way to put the water clones into note form so they can use their reaction command, drawing in a bunch of the other water clones to take them out. Now, right here, a good option into Duck Flare as 75 water clones is a lot of water clones. Nice, yeah, good utilization of the ether right there to just get those last couple water clones, didn't panic. And now we've got the 25. After this, we're going for the damage phase on Demix.
This is it.
Making our way in, immediately gonna pop into final form and then start trying to shred through as much damage as possible. Now, the most we can push him down to is 1 health bar, at which point we have to go through another set of water clones. All right, now what's important that Zak wants to do is push him a little closer to the wall like that. The biggest death sentence in this fight is having Demix be playing his sitar in the middle of the room, as then the water clones have a lot more random space that they can move around it. And we want to keep them nice and grouped up here, not only for speed, but also for safety. As after this set, you're then going to get a set of 13 water clones and then 99 water clones that you have to delete in 30 seconds. So here we have the 13. Popping in and out of this, it's classic. People can either go for a wisdom form option or a final form option. I know Zak prefers to go for final form here. He's actually going to lead with a Duck Flare. This is a really good way to get a lot of them dead on the front end of it. And during that, actually popping a couple of ethers. So he's actually going to go into another Duck Flare. Going to pop 2 more ethers. We're getting Duck Flare in here. Woohoo! Going for a third one. We got 10 seconds left on the clock, but Zak is making quick work of this.
Back off.
There we go.
Nicely done, gamer. That is absolutely one of the scariest bosses. Because if you let that timer run out, gamers, you cooked. You done.
All right, let's go back and do Sephiroth here.
We are officially down to our final 4 gamers. We have got Sephiroth, and after that, Data Zaldin, Data Zemnis, and the Lingering Will, Terra himself. All exciting bosses from here. Again, this is what's so great about Hitlist. Yeah, I know. I gotta hype it up because I made these settings. The boss rush is so much fun here and such a cool skill challenge for the runner taking on. What do you know how to deal with your current tool set? Taking off the combo plus right there for a little bit of a better setup. There is a chance that Sephiroth could just give us Firaga right here, and then at that point, we could check the mushrooms. They would guaranteed have to have it at that point. All right, so starting off with the reaction command, Zak's then going to be going for a nice combo there, doing a bunch of damage, but actually intentionally not doing any more because he wants to not hit Sephiroth's revenge value. That keeps him in a basic loop here throughout phase 1. By the way, phase 1, that's done. We've already done enough damage. Going into phase 2 right here, this is a very reactionary fight in general, as he can pretty much do whatever he wants from here. That loop really only works for the first phase. He really wants to get you with that reaction command. So really good reactions from Zak by not using the reaction command. Going now into phase 3, Zak's gonna try to time this explosion to come out right as the hyper armor is off. Popping into limit form, and then we're gonna be going into the Ars Arcanum actually to try to go for the last of the hits. Bada bing, bada boom. Love a big strength stat with limit form, having that combo boost as well. That Santetsukin finisher is absolutely devastating. Final 3 gamers. We like to see the Fire Rocket right here. Honestly, that was pretty good. Get that magic stat a little higher.
Just because this is going to be helpful for Lingering Will, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, I think this is a smart pickup.
Oh. Be a little trolly here. There we go. Okay. So let's do Zaldin next.
Yep.
Oh.
Let's
Let's
go.
refill our drive. Make sure we have that. Let's also make sure I have this ready, because we might need it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so Data Zaldin, again, another one of those. He was a nightmare for us as kids, fighting him just in the story. Now here's the version of him with 17 health bars. His attacks are way more erratic. And the attacks that rain down on you when you're trying to stock your jumps are way faster. So Zach's got to be pretty on his feet right here. Actually utilizing Aerial Dive, Reflect into the Combo Master, and then bringing in the Duck Flare. Unfortunately, he is putting up his shield, which is greatly reducing that damage. Yeah, letting his revenge value drop right there. Nice. Able to get that low guard right there into a few more jumps. Try to loop this for just a little bit of damage.
What?
Nice. And now electing for the Duck Flare here. This is good. This will carry him into the DM phase. If we're lucky, he actually could try to go for a set of jumps. Nah, okay. Unfortunate. So now you're going to have to eat this DM right here. That is pretty random if he does it or not. Going to drag him all the way over here to the left so that when he goes for the attack, it won't carry all the way over to the right. Just a little bit of safety. And now what we're doing is we're going into the completely random phase where we want to flinch Zaldin over and over again with Magnet, actually, until he gives us a jump. Little Trolley giving us another DM right here. So we're going to go through that again. Hopefully he doesn't do this anymore.
Yeah. He's just draining his revenge value right now. This is unfortunately pretty slow.
Yeah, so again, going to be going for that flinch with Magnet. Thank God Magnet works here. Okay, that's what we want to see. As you can see, he's going to be plunging down on you way faster. Zach already mashing like a god, getting all 9 of those jumps. So hopefully going for the kill right here. The Reflect dealing a ton of damage, and that is going to be Zaldin down. 2 to go.
All right, we're going to do Lingering Will next. We're going to end on Xemnas.
I think that's good. Terra, for a lot of people, the most infamous boss in this game. This is the Yuzura of this game. So if y'all want to see the Lingering Will of Kingdom Hearts 3, make sure to get those donations in. You got just a little bit of time left once they get into that run. But yeah, Terra, he has a very random opening right here. He can go for bike phase. He can try to splash down on you. He can try to lock your commands. He can Mike Terra's punch out you. Just have to see what we end up getting here. He did, in fact, go for the punch out. I love the punch out. It's great. Sorry you had to do it. So now letting him doing that series of Rising Suns. Zach, put on a combo plus right there, because that going into the explosion is a really good way to break down his armor, actually, allowing you to do more damage.
Oh, I only have Quick Run 2. I thought I had
we
iframes.
never found another quick run.
I was relying on iframes there, and I ended up not getting them. Right.
Yeah, both quick run and dodge roll. The biggest thing you get from finding more of them, little bit of movement, but mainly just the iframes are different. Okay, now was able to get rid of that, the ultimate cannon, which does add a lot of revenge value. So now he's going to have to do a little bit of a different combo setup. Nice. Yeah, backing off at the right time. Nice.
Yeah, take this.
Good timing there on those. And so now Terra will let you wail on him for basically 3 combos. And this right here,
I thought I could make it. All right.
That was just the most awkward spot.
We are running low on time, so we're just going to...
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, so this is one of the best stun lock strategies in Kingdom Hearts 2 Randomizer. It is the double negative combo. By putting on both of those, for whatever reason, when you then go for the overhead swing, just the way it knocks a lot of the humanoid bosses into the ground, they have to recover on that animation. So you can just do this over and over again. To note, this is the faster way to do it. Zach was wanting to show off some of the other strategies as well, but this is one of the best early ways to learn how to take care of fights like Terra, Roxas, and a number of the other super bosses. I like seeing the jumps from people in the background. Get your hops on, gamers. Let's go. Get hype. We got one more boss after this one. We got Data Zemnis.
There it is.
See ya, Terra. And with all that, and then there was one. Data Zemnis, who's actually a 2-phase boss fight we're going to have to go through. Taking off those double negative combos. The negative combo strat does not work on all bosses. It works on a decent number of them. Zemnis would not be one of those. The way his recovery works, he can break out of those instantly. I thought you were running low on ethers.
Yep, I was.
Yep. The Flare Force staff costing 2,000 money was a little unfortunate.
Yep.
But at least you had it.
Yep.
So.
All right, so yeah, once again, this is a 2-phase fight. So we have to drain his health bar here and then in his final arena. But then that'll be time after the second time we kill him.
That's right, just 34 more little health bars that Zach has to take out. Nice utilization of the air combo right there.
This is it.
Just make sure you hit that revenge value. And then Zach's going to be double reflecting off of those. He should be able to give you consistently like 4 or 5 of those. And then we'll go into kind of a longer like windmill attack. So let's see if he does it right here. Yep. So you're just going to let all these reflects drain out and then go into the Trinity limit once again for the iframes, but also the damage. You should be able to go for a setup here, where now he can go into limit form, and hopefully this deletes all of his health.
No.
Oh, no.
Our magic stat is too low.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Oh, but Zach's a god, dude! Let's go!
One more.
Yeah, the reason why that was impressive is because you have to get Zemnis to like go off of the top of those steps. That puts him in a state where for just a few frames, you can catch him and hit him with the Ragnarok there. Really well done by Zach. Final boss fight, Data Zemnis. This is really where Combo Master gets to shine, as you can stand a little bit of a distance away, reflect that attack, and then drag the damage to him, then doing a ton of damage afterwards with that explosion finisher.
Okay.
Yeah, about to say that was good. Nice assist there from Riku. A little awkward there where he tried to break out. That's the worst thing you can do, is try to actually grab Sora. Very easy to die in it and also just waste a bunch of time. Good reflect splash damage there off the orbs. So as you can see, only one of them is real. Explosion should be able to go for another one. Nice reaction there with the reflect. Knowing when that was going to run out. He's just Monty Mole down there, dude. He's just stuck in the ground. Yeah, so the last strategy we're going to try to go for, get ready on time.
All right, it's coming up.
Let's go!
All right.
As soon as this
Time.
hits.
All right. So we're running behind. I'm going to do my shout outs very fast. Thank you to everyone in the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer community. You mean more to me than you know. Thank you for Limit Break for having me. I came from a backup run. This was great. I've got no shout outs. Spike, do you have any?
I don't. Thank you all so much for watching. This was awesome to see, and make sure you stick around for the Limit Cut run. It's going to be great. Meet that Yuzura incentive. You don't want to miss it.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Let's get a round of applause. Yeah, for Zach, one more time, that amazing final mix randomizer. That was absolutely wonderful to watch. Got a couple final donations coming in here that I saw come in during the final little boss rush there. We got $20 from Roro, who says, "Thanks for everything you do for us, Zach. You're a wonderful ambassador. P.S. Have you heard that not dying to datas is a new meta?" We also have $25 from Dare. "Glad I could make it for the end of the hit list. Thankful for all you do for the community. Go, Zach, go." And $10 from Warehouse Jesus, who says, "Was not perfect to eat, but I will still give more. But just know, Zach, Janet has taken your Pooh Bear now." With that said, that concludes my time here at the hosting booth for now, but do not fret. We have a wonderful host following me up. Natara will be stepping up for Kingdom Hearts 3. They are wonderful. I've had a great time hanging out with them here at RPG Limit Break. And I'll be back tomorrow for some more great runs. So until we see each other again, be good out there, stay strong, stay safe, and keep on watching and donating to RPG Limit Break 2025.
everybody, and welcome back to RPG Limit Break 2025. My name is Natara, and I'd like to give a huge shout out to Peace Egg, who was just hosting for us. What an amazing job, as always. While we're here, though, I'd like to send some shout outs to the people involved with our foreign language restreams. Our French restream can be found at twitch.tv/Le French Restream, and our Japanese restream at twitch.tv/Japanese_restream. If those restreams can help you better enjoy the marathon, please go check them out and send them some love. Did you know that roughly 1 out of 5 Americans live with a mental health condition? We at RPG Limit Break are proud to be raising money for the National Alliance on Mental Illness, a charity that works tirelessly towards cracking the code of mental illness through various means such as education, leadership, and increasing the availability of care. Please join RPG Limit Break in supporting this incredibly worthy cause. This is also your last chance to get any bids towards that voice language bid war coming up for Kingdom Hearts 3. Currently, English is in the lead with $30, Japanese trailing not very far behind with only $5. With a quick donation, you might put that Japanese in the lead. Also, we are still working towards that Yozora Super Boss Showcase. We have $536 out of a needed $2,000. So work with us to get that. We really want to see that. We just saw a bunch of super bosses with the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer, and I can assure you this is going to be just as good. while we're here, let's talk about one of our partners. Dragon Roast Coffee is a dedicated coffee for gamers and the gaming community. Their small, passionate team puts their hearts into roasting coffee to order with the mythical heat of dragonfire, infusing a touch of enchantment in every sip. Visit their website at www.dragonroast.coffee and enter the promo code RPGLB25, the numbers 25, at checkout for 10% off your order. Plus, for every 10-ounce bag of coffee purchased, Dragon Roast Coffee will donate $5 directly to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Additionally, you can purchase an exclusive RPG Limit Break tumbler available only for this event. This stainless steel, dual insulated tumbler will keep your brew of choice warm or cold all day, ready for wherever your adventure takes you. For every RPG Limit Break tumbler purchased, Dragon Roast Coffee will donate $15 to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. What are you waiting for? Get out there and fuel your adventure with Dragon Roast Coffee today.
But did you say your next game with Tice or Django? Because if so,